Okay. So can you name me one piece of evidence submitted in the case you dispute?
Yes, the evidence of the grab her by the pee comment, and then also with the couple of other women that the one was the story that she did at Mar-a-Lago, and then she got pushed up against the wall and was assaulted by Donald Trump, and then just so happened to actually post a story about him and Melania. And then the other one with
person manifesting. Where was it located in? Where did the event occur that where she was assaulted? Because you're talking about like literally testimony, not the other evidence. No, it wasn't Mar-a-Lago. It was Bergdorf Goodman. It was across the street from Trump's.
You asked me about the evidence presented, and I brought up the witnesses that basically prove that Donald Trump has a character of that. That's the evidence I'm bringing up.
Wait, you were referencing her being assaulted, right? Specifically, right? And you said it happened in Mar-a-Lago, but it didn't happen in Mar-a-Lago, so you don't really know anything.
Carroll was assaulted in Mar-a-Lago. I said E. Jean Carroll. I did not say E. Jean Carroll was assaulted in Mar-a-Lago. You asked me for the evidence presented in the case, and since
we're talking about the E. Jean Carroll case.
Hang on, Parker. Just because you asked me about the evidence, I brought in the evidence that proves Donald Trump's character is what it is to be, because they don't actually have any solid hardcore evidence from that day to prove that they were there together.
That's not something submitted as evidence, by the way.
Yes, it is.
What you're referencing.
So the grabber by the pee comment.
It establishes the character of Donald Trump.
That's what I just said.
It's not submitted as evidence in the same type of way as we'd reference other sorts of things.
But they're
right
witnesses.
Now, you are bringing up the event that occurred specifically. Right, and you didn't acknowledge. Can I please finish?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and you didn't acknowledge the fact that you were referencing the E. Jean Carroll case, and then I asked you for where it happened, and you said Mar-a-Lago. Okay, so you can sit there and you can try to. Do I need to mute you, sir?
If you were asking me about where it was
do I need to mute you? Do I need to mute you? Is that something I have to do here?
Just clarifying, because you're actually rewriting the story.
I'm not rewriting any story. I'm just acknowledging what you said. So can I finish doing that, or do I need to mute you?
But I never said that E. Jean Carroll was assaulted at Mar-a-Lago. So
what were you referencing? Because we were clearly talking about the E. Jean Carroll case.
I just told you the witnesses that they used to prove that Donald Trump has that character. What's the disconnect here? And I told you, are you talking about one witness?
So when you say witness would be of something that happened. Are you saying that specifically other women who were assaulted that came out and talked about the fact that they were assaulted? Jason, I appreciate the dinosaur. Thank you so much.
They used two, I believe it was two women, to give their stories to the jury to prove Donald Trump's character.
Okay, so that's what I
was referencing. I wasn't saying she was assaulted at Mar-a-Lago. Okay. I was bringing up the one lady that said she was assaulted at Mar-a-Lago. The one, I think her name's Natasha Springer.
So referencing the character of Donald Trump, right? Okay, I understand what you were trying to reference there. Do you know any of the evidence you dispute in the case? Because I asked to dispute in the case.
To dispute of what she said?
Like is there any evidence you dispute in the case that was submitted?
That I have a problem with. I have a problem with that she didn't know the exact year of when she was assaulted.
1996.
I'm gonna have to find the screenshot, so you're gonna have to give me a minute. But it's also on my TikTok page, because I just did a whole
it was 1996.
No, in the witness that
said. And also, by the way, I just want to let you know, even if by the way, just letting you know, if you don't remember the year, that doesn't mean you weren't assaulted.
No, totally. But what you're saying is that she actually did
reference the fact that Donald Trump.
I'm saying that the witness that said that she talked to her right after the assault said that she couldn't recall the year. So you're basically saying
that doesn't make any. Wait. Which person specifically?
Huh?
Which person specifically?
I don't know her name off the top of my head. The same way I didn't know the two witnesses.
Do you want to give me like an article? I can wait for you to bring up an article.
Hang on.
North, thank you so much for the galaxy. Thank you so much. Just letting you know, I can't hear you while you're out of the app. By the way, everyone, I am going to hit a restart. The TikTok algorithm has been fucked for the past day, 2 days. Before it was working, so I don't know what's going on with TikTok. But it's like following glitch is unbelievable. I mean, ask Dean if the same thing's happening to him. Time spent. All right. Do give it a second, everyone. Yeah, I'm gonna hit a restart after this. Because I know it's not pushing out anyway. So do just give it a bit, everyone. Do just give it a bit. We'll be right back in a second. I'm asking Dean if is he still restricted? Did he hit a restart? I think he did hit a restart. Yeah, he hit a restart. So it might just be, we could just join him, or we could hit a restart. What are the thoughts, everyone? What are the thoughts? Join him. Daniels, thank you so much. I appreciate the dollar. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm sorry to hear that happen to you. Just know there's a bunch of people in our community that are always here for each other. Join Dean, everyone. Okay. All right. Well, after Will gets back with
All right, I got it.
An article. Go for it.
Can I share?
Just tell me the title.
Oh, hang on.
Give it a second, everyone. Well, and then we'll go join Dean, everyone. We'll go join Dean right after. Go for it, Will.
So it's
I can't hear you when you're out of the app. You have to come back and tell me.
late.
What's up?
It says a main problem with the E. Jean Carroll trial could have been solved with an Instagram.
Solved with what?
An Instagram post.
From Slate.com?
Yeah.
Slate magazine? Okay. And
Yeah, in there it'll basically say that one
where
of the
does it say within
witnesses.
it?
Huh?
What do you want me to control F?
Hang on. I don't know if I can just share you I don't know how to put pictures up like that.
No, you don't have to put a picture up. Just tell me what to control F.
Just look up 79-year-old advice columnist or
Say that again?
79-year-old advice columnist.
Okay. And then where's your claim justified?
Does not know the year.
Okay. This makes a claim. So one thing, the jury doesn't require a date. Two, that's just the one article claiming that. I've seen AP News refer to this. They don't make that claim. AP News, E. Jean, Carroll.
What about the dress? Have you heard the dress argument yet?
Yeah. You're gonna bring up the fact that there was some fake claim, right? That the dress wasn't made in that time, which it was, right? It was made well before this. It was like in the 80s, late 80s.
So can you point me to that? Point me to that burden of proof.
So in terms of the dress, look up
Yep.
E. Jean Carroll dress, not made yet, and you'll literally see multiple fact checks right off the bat. I can tell you if you'd like a specific one.
I'll tell you the top ones, and I don't think they're. So Trump lawyer offers DNA to compare against accusers. Judge rejects Trump DNA offer. And
What was the dress? What business made the dress?
I think it was Bergdorf, wasn't it?
So if it was hold up, I don't think it was I think it was from a different thing, and then it was being sold there.
But she did claim it. She did take the magazine post and say that was the dress that she was assaulted in.
What color was it?
Black.
Okay.
You haven't seen it? You haven't seen it?
No. I was testing to see if you knew.
Why would I be making these claims?
Will. Oh my Jesus fucking Christ! You're so fucking annoying. I'm
Of
literally
course,
just testing your listen.
I'm not.
Can you be quiet, please? I'm literally just testing your knowledge on the scenario, and you get like fucking butthurt that I'm testing your knowledge. All right, like I'm just asking basic questions. Is that okay?
Yeah.
You don't need to get so sensitive. Okay. All right. So yeah. So okay. So again, as it relates to this, I have a question. We can talk further. So I want to talk further about this because again, the dress that you're referencing, right? That's something that did exist at that time. If you literally want to look, there was a report, right, on the dress specifically.
What am I supposed to look up?
I got you. So it was I think it's a Donna Karan blazer, right? And it did exist at the time, or not blazer, Donna Karan. It was Donna Karan dress, and it was like 19. Look up Donna Karan, E. Jean Carroll dress.
It's just the top one's bringing me up a DNA sample, and that's from CBS News. Trump accuser. No, it's giving me the same thing, so I don't know what Google is doing.
When you click on those, it references the Donna Karan dress. So you can click on the one from Independent. It talks about the Donna Karan dress.
Okay.
Donna Karan black coat dress. And it literally shows the dress. So you can literally see it. And then you can also look up the type of dress when it was made. And you'll see that from the 80s. I think it's the late 80s. Or mid 80s. Mid to late 80s. Okay. And then also, I have a question. Like, how do you feel about Trump saying that he wouldn't have sexually abused E. Jean Carroll because she's quote unquote not his type, but then in a deposition mistook her with his ex-wife?
Just because she might be very pretty back in the day, but just because that he
was clearly lying. He was clearly lying, right? Because either they're both his type or both not his type, indicating he would have sexually abused her either way.
Wait. What was the first part of the question? Because I was trying to read this one article.
Love, if you join Dean, I would be. So I don't add people up from Venmo though. But thank you so much. I appreciate that, love. Thank you. And Audrey, thank you for the $1. Grace, thank you for the $2. Thank you so much.
So you're saying that he wouldn't have went for her because he said that
he wouldn't have sexually abused her because she's quote unquote not. Chat, I'm going to join Dean. Just wait a second, everyone. I'm finishing the conversation. So again, he said that he wouldn't have sexually abused her because she's quote unquote not his type, but then in the deposition mistook her with his ex-wife, indicating they're either both his type or both not his type.
What does that have to do with the case, though? What does and that's a pretty damning thing.
He lied. So the point I'm referencing is no. Listen. The point I'm referencing is who's lying about the sets of scenarios that occurred. Is it E. Jean Carroll or is it Donald Trump?
Just because he said he wouldn't have had her, I mean, especially after how many years, 30 plus years, and he sees a picture of her at the time now, obviously he's going to say she looks horrid.
Wait, no, but they look similar enough that he's going to mistake
when
his
she's
ex-wife.
at a younger age and probably prettier and not past her age.
That's at the time when she was assaulted.
You're telling me that they showed Donald Trump a picture of her, and he said at the time, "I would not have went for her. She's not my type."
Yes,
and
he said, "quote unquote," she's not the chosen one.
You're saying that they put a picture from 30 years ago up, and I know that that's in the deposition because he did mistake in that. But what I'm saying is that when she first came out with it, and he saw pictures of her, I'm assuming that that's why he was referencing.
In the deposition, he was shown a picture. Right,
we are not disagreeing with that.
Jesus Christ, dude. I'm referencing. Let me please finish. In the deposition, he was referencing specifically. You was shown a picture of him talking to her, right? Which it is the case that he mistook, right, his ex-wife for E. Jean Carroll, indicating that they're either both his type or both not his type, right? And he got with his ex-wife, right? So indicating that he wouldn't have sexually abused her because she's quote unquote not his type, right? Is a fucking lie. So who's lying about the set of occurrences? Is it E. Jean Carroll or Donald Trump? It's clearly Donald Trump.
So you think that just because he said that they weren't his type, and then, or this is my problem. This is my problem with it. What I'm trying to get at, and what you're completely going right over, is that when these allegations first came out, there is no way in God's green earth that Donald Trump was aware of that picture and was referencing that picture of her from 30 years ago, saying that she's not my type. He's definitely referencing a photo that was used in whatever article that he saw when he saw her face, and he said, that's definitely not a woman that I would want to be with because she looks past her age, sorry to say. But she might have been pretty back then, and that's why the deposition. Now, to me, that doesn't mean anything that he mistakens her for his wife, considering.
So he knew who she was. He was shown pictures of her, and he said that he wouldn't have sexually abused her because she's quote unquote not his type. Okay, saying that, one, is disgusting. Two, it's a lie, right? Because it is the case that either both E. Jean Carroll and his ex-wife are both his type or both not his type, indicating, again, he would have sexually abused her either way. So again, if you don't acknowledge this, well, then you're just being partisan. You're not acknowledging the fact that, again, Donald Trump is the one that's lying about these sets of occurrences, indicating it's more likely that he's guilty of these crimes. That serves as evidence, right? And then there's a unanimous decision from a jury.
When he first came out and said that she is doing all this because of the book that she's putting out, did he have a picture of her face from 30 years ago and said, I would have not slept with this woman 30 years ago? She's not my type. Is that what that's what I'm trying to get at? Is that he didn't do that. When he was referencing her the first time, saying that he wasn't going to sleep with her, he definitely did not see a picture that they showed him in the deposition from 30 years ago. He was referencing her out of her prime age and being all wrinkly and stuff like that, not to be a little mean, but she definitely doesn't look as good now than what she did 30 years ago. And to mistaken her for his wife, I don't think that that's the damning thing that says he did it. Not at all, especially when you don't have any evidence to confirm anything about when it comes to seeing them there together or proving that they were there together. Donald Trump offered up his DNA for that dress. Guess what? It was denied. So, I mean, and then the other thing about the dress, really, I tried to look into that, really didn't disclose anything about the dress and when it was made. It was really just disclosing the DNA evidence and about how it was denied. So, and considering that you were asking me for a specific source, I gave you a specific source and you backed off that and then went over to the other topic.
No, we talked about it. I addressed it.
What did you say?
We addressed it.
The court doesn't need a date.
One, the jury doesn't require a date, right? Two, as it relates to this, right? Having a statement of 1995 or 1996, even if that is true, right? That doesn't change whether or not this is true. But secondly, I haven't heard that from other sources. Other sources claim just 1996. Right? Okay,
well, that's because you're looking at partisan news.
But like again, do you think it's less likely that she got if she says 1995 or 1996? Does that make it less reliable?
Not at all. But not at all. Okay, not at all. But my problem with it is also I have many problems about E. Jean Carroll's.
Okay, so wait, I was asking you for something you dispute in the case.
Okay,
Jane, do you have $5? I have not. And Mahika, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you. And Faye, thank you so much for the $1. I did see that.
Let me ask you something, Parker. Do you know many SA victims?
Yes.
Who's went through a court case and gotten a settlement from it or anything like that? Just
not gone through settlements and stuff.
Okay. Well, can you point me to? I know you're not going to, but can you point me to any other victim of what E. Jean Carroll was a victim of, and tell me
sexual abuse?
Yes, I don't know what I'm allowed to not say because last time I was on here, you kicked me off for saying that Kamala was pandering to black people about using some illicit substances and listening to Tupac and Snoop Dogg in the 80s when they weren't even popping in the 90s. So
yeah, so you understand. We can talk about the fact that she was referencing what she liked right when she was in college. Okay.
Yeah, but this is
right, and what she's liked like recently. She was referencing different time periods.
When did she graduate?
And you say she's pandering? She is black, genius.
When did she?
The fuck are you talking about?
Hang on,
Janie, I appreciate the $5. Thank you so much. Like that's so cringe. It's so cringe to say that Kamala Harris is pandering when she is black.
You have to answer me this.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Will, you muted yourself. I didn't mute you.
My bad, I was getting a call. Answer me this question. When were Snoop Dogg and Tupac popping? And also answer me when Kamala Harris graduated college.
I don't know when their peak of popularity was.
Their popularity started in the 90s and she graduated in the 80s. So that is pandering.
Wait. Okay, so you understand that in terms of what she was referencing there, she was referencing specifically you're talking like at the end of the 80s, right? So the end of the 80s and 90s?
Mid 80s.
Yeah, when did she graduate?
86.
When did Kamala Harris graduate? And then I'll just literally 86. Look up when did
86.
You want me to look up Tupac?
Yep. Tupac and Snoop Dogg.
Have his popularity. I think Snoop Dogg was referencing later. So yeah, you're referencing.
I've seen the questions. I definitely am well versed on the questions, and I know how it was asked. So however you're going to try and spin it, it's not going to go that way.
However I'm going to try and spin it.
You're you're gonna try and spin it some way. Now tell me
Spin
when
what?
she graduated.
Wait, what do you mean spin what?
Tell me how she graduated.
1981 from high school. 1986
What did I say?
from Howard University.
Yep, and then look up when Snoop Dogg and Tupac were popping when they first got their popularity.
Yeah, you understand that she's referencing later in life, like she was referencing
No,
right
the
now.
question was asked.
I know you've heard a clip. I know you've heard a clip because I've heard other people.
I've heard
Can
the
you
whole
listen?
interview,
Can you
Parker.
listen? You didn't.
You haven't
didn't
heard
because
any
you've
of it.
listened to just a clip. I have, right? Because someone else has brought up this exact point, right? She's referencing people she has listened to recently, right? She was answering the question that was asked prior. She wasn't answering the second question that they added on top of it.
Do you want me to fact check you right now, Parker? I can play you the clip.
Jason for Stidall. Yeah, go for it. You're gonna play the cut clip.
And I'll tell you exactly what the video is going to entail. It's going to entail.
I've already heard this clip. I know exactly what you're referencing. You're reaching so hard. Like we literally were talking about the sexual abuse case, and you just reached so hard with that I had to address it because it's so fucking insane. Of course you literally had to do that.
Someone's not going to know the year that they were SA'd. Okay. Nonetheless.
Wait, say that again, Will. Say that again, Will. Say that again.
Huh?
What'd you just say? Say that again.
What? That they don't need a court date or they don't need a date?
Yeah, we already referenced that. What's the fucking point? What's the issue? What is the fucking issue?
You already told me. Shut up.
You already told me specifically that doesn't change the likelihood of someone being assaulted. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why do you keep bringing that up? We've already addressed that.
You're saying I'm overreaching because I'm calling out that the person didn't know the year, and you brushed it off by saying, well, the court doesn't need to know the year anyways.
Yeah, we already talked about that. Look at this. I want you to look at this. Do you see this?
Yeah, just because it's on an article does not mean that it wasn't taken in context. Do I need... Hang on. If you give me 30 seconds, I will play the clip.
Wait. So you watched the whole thing, right?
To the clip. Let me give you the context to the clip, Parker.
Really.
She was asked
I'm giving you a source right now. Wait, do you accept it? Do you accept Reuters? Do you accept the fact check from Reuters? Yes or no?
What does the fact check say?
It says, fact check, Kamala Harris did not say she listened to Snoop Dogg and Tupac while smoking M drug in college.
Okay, tell me what the fact check says, because I have the clip right now.
Yeah, it says false. Kamala Harris explained to the Breakfast Club that host that she listens to Snoop Dogg and Tupac. She did not say she listened to these artists while smoking M drug in college. That's literally exactly what I said.
I got it, little bro. Calm down. Calm down.
Oh, you're so mad. You're so mad.
Calm down, little bro. I got you.
Get cooked.
Are you ready?
He's going to play an edited clip where, again, she doesn't answer the question that was just last asked. She answers the question that was prior.
I'll go back 10 seconds. So wait, she's talking about something else.
Kamala Harris doesn't get back in the settlement, then you won't get this or you will get this. It was a high pressure battle that we won. But that's my history with
What do you listen to? Because I know she has to go. So what does Kamala Harris listen to?
What were you listening to when you was high?
Boom, referencing 80s.
Oh my goodness! Oh yeah,
exactly. She's referencing the first question.
Tupac, for sure.
So if she was smoking weed in college, in the 80s,
I have to kick you because you can't say that shit on fucking live. You already know that. I literally already said M drug, right? But what he doesn't understand is that, again, I already answered him what this is because I've heard this on live before. She was answering the prior question. She was not answering the question about what she did when she was getting elevated while in college. She was not saying in college she listened to this. She's saying that she listens to this now, right? And by the way, she can get elevated outside of college.
This is the dumbest argument, Parker, especially because literally I watched the interview live. I've seen the entire interview. I watched The Breakfast Club. I've watched it for years. And she was explaining to them what music she actually likes in general, not specifically saying I did this at this specific point in time listening to this music. She was referencing the fact that she enjoyed Tupac, she enjoyed She enjoyed Snoop, but she's also from that same area that the music was popular. So they had an underground presence even before they became mainstream. And so he was focused on the mainstream popularity. But like with most hip hop artists, they gained their popularity prior to actually getting any type of contract deals. So
Hmm.
her knowing them before they were even big is definitely something that happens. But she was talking about in general. She was speaking of a time frame, not a specific point in time,
Exactly.
and he was
I,
just stuck on that.
like, bro, like he literally used that to completely deflect away from the essay
Yeah.
point. Like, that
Oh,
was
he
all he
didn't.
was trying to do there.
He was going off the rails, and so he was just grasping for straws at that point.
For real.
Anyway,
All right. Always appreciate you. Always
yeah,
appreciate you.
later.
All right, everyone. I'm probably gonna go join Dean right now. I don't know what's happening with Dean. I'll have to ask him what's going on with his algorithm because he stayed at the same position. He stayed at the same position. But yeah, let's go join Dean. Everyone go look up Dean Get a Grip. Spam Parker Raid, spam Love and Parker. Look up Dean Get a Grip. I'll see y'all in a second, everyone. Dean Get a Grip. Parker Raid. Parker Raid. Parker Raid. Parker Raid. Dean Get a Grip. Go, 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 go. Debates for like 2 hours. Dean's rating in. Thank you so much, Dean Raiders. We're gonna be going over to my main account, and we're gonna be doing some debates there. So let me know. Join in. Come hang out. We'll see y'all in a second, everyone. Love y'all so much. Vote for Trump. Only send a guest request if you did vote for Trump. What's up, everyone? Hey, Marge's boyfriend. For real. For real. All right, we're gonna start getting some people up here. Only send a guest request if you did vote for Trump. Let's get this first person up here. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Oh, okay. Let's get this next individual up. Only send a guest request if you did vote for Trump, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello? All right, let's get this next individual up. Do give it a second. Keep tapping that screen. Let's run it up to 100,000 likes. Share the live as well, everyone. It will help get it out to more people. All right, let's get this next person up here real quick. Tree, thank you so much for the $10 for coffee for you and Marge. We love y'all so much. Both of y'all so much and want to respect both of y'all's boundaries. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I appreciate that, y'all. Thank you so much for the hands up. Thank you so much. Thank you for the cheer you. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello? What is going on right now? I don't know why people are just sending requests this early in the live and not saying anything. Maybe it was like an accident there on the live. I don't know. It's so weird. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello? Jeez, what is going on? Do give it a second if for us to get people up here. Keep tapping that screen. Keep sharing the live, everyone. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
28.
Did you vote Trump?
Oh, yeah.
Why so?
Because I'm a farmer and I voted for Trump. And that's,
Did,
you know what? This year I'm $50,000 in the hole, and that's not good. So,
did you know that Trump hurt farmers with his tariffs? And he wants to
no, it
expand
didn't.
tariffs that will hurt farmers even more because it will make like supplies more expensive per standard, and it will decrease demand on your goods because it decreases per standard your ability to engage in trade with other countries because they'll place tariffs on us.
No. See,
That's
under
true.
Trump, under Trump last time, it was beans were $17 a bushel. Now they're $10. So I'm losing $7,000 each load of soybeans that I carry
Per
to the
standard.
grain right now.
Yeah, I understand, but you understand that like inflation went up everywhere in Africa, Asia, South America, Central America, Europe, everywhere
Yeah,
in the world.
yeah.
So you can't blame the Biden-Harris administration for that when it was clearly something that happened
Well,
around the world.
they're not doing their job and selling anything to other countries.
They,
Trump put
they
50.
actually were.
No, they weren't.
Yes, they are.
Trump put 50 billion bushels to sell to China, and we haven't even sold 10 billion bushels in the past
Do
4
you
years.
export soybeans?
No, I sell them to Purdue.
You don't do any in the United States or any outside the United States?
No, I sell them to
Okay.
Purdue, and
Well, I just
Purdue
want to let you
sells
know
them.
the demand for yours as well, right, are going to go down because it is the case that other soybeans specifically that are sold around the world, right, are going to be more likely to be sold in the United States rather than selling around the world, therefore decreasing demand on your soybeans.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just a shame that we're going through this right now. The government won't even help us, and I almost went bankrupt last year because the government doesn't help any farmers right now. They're not doing anything. The farm bill.
So I understand that we need to do more to help out farmers. I would totally agree with you there. But what you also need to
Yeah,
understand is that who is more likely to help for middle class farmers, Christian are right, comparative to very wealthy farmers. Christian are clearly Donald Trump's can help very wealthy individuals, and Kamala Harris is seeking to help farmers that have families, farmers
well,
that wanna help build or become new farmers, right?
they
Because it is the
didn't they
case they want
didn't
a
do nothing
their
for us.
first time home buyer.
They didn't do nothing for us. Trump gave us
I just
$20 an acre back in the day because we were farming. So I got like
what policy?
34,000 dollars just because I was farming.
Yeah, that's because he
Yeah, that's
destroyed farmers in the United States by tariffing the fuck
no,
out of them.
no. That I was making money back then under Trump.
Yeah, I understand you're saying you were making money. That doesn't mean it's caused by Trump's administration, though,
Yeah,
right?
yes, it was. Yes, it was big time.
Okay, so how do you know? What do you do?
Because he was selling. He said he was selling everything to China.
That's not how it works. You just said you didn't export anything.
Purdue did, and that's where I sell my soybeans and corn.
Okay, so did you know that like you would reduce the likelihood of trading with China if they increase the if they increase the tariffs on China? So actually, what you're referencing would cause your soybeans to be demanded even less.
No,
Yeah, 60 to 100% on China, right, would cause your soybeans to be demanded less because they'll place tariffs that high on us.
no, I don't believe that.
That's how it works.
No. So
Okay.
why last time when
No,
it
no
was
is a great response.
why was the price so high for me back in the day under Trump?
Right.
Amen.
Again, because it is the case that you didn't have 60 to 100% tariffs on every good. You also didn't have 100 or
He put tariffs.
20% on every good in the country coming into the country. So you understand that that's the reason. And because inflation went up globally, like it's nothing to do with the Biden Harris administration that made things worse off for you.
Yeah. Well, I don't believe that.
Okay, and then King Drew, you said I looked depressed.
Yeah, you just look depressed. I'm involved. I watch your lives all the time, and it's just, I guess, since the election, you looked a little depressed.
Well,
Normally, you seem high active and everything, all about it in your lives.
yeah, so obviously, like I'm going to have a different sort of view on things after the election. I don't think I'm like depressed, but clearly, like obviously, I'm not like happy Trump won. Like that's a bad thing. It hurts a lot of people.
Yeah.
Do you think it does?
Honestly, I really don't know. Before everybody comes on this thing, start talking smack. Honestly, I really don't know what all to think about this whole thing. I'm so tired I'm glad the election is over. All they do, what is it? And anybody who sits there and tries to say this is a lie, they're lying through their ass. What is it? What is it? Politics is on all sides, whether you're a Republican, a Democrat, an independent, all it is a bunch of lies on each person to make the other look bad. I'm so
I
glad
think you're
this
reducing it down.
dang thing
It's
is
also the
over.
fight for expanding human rights. It's also the fight for ensuring that people have basic standard of living, decreasing childhood
Yeah, I
poverty.
understand
Right. So you
that
can sit
too.
there and you can say that a bunch of sides in American politics lie. That does not mean that there isn't effective change coming from politics. Actually, the Biden Harris administration helped influence some of that policy to get passed. Right. When we're talking about the Inflation Reduction Act, the Chips and Science Act, the PACT Act, and the Infrastructure Bill. Right.
Well,
Those
one
things
thing I don't
benefit middle
understand.
class Americans. Those are realities that helped people.
Well, one thing I don't understand, like with Harris, she said she was going to do all this stuff at all her campaigns and everything and whatnot. How come she hasn't done it within the past 4 years
explain.
while her side partner was in office? She had
Two
every,
things.
capability, all the access to get involved and to do everything she said she is now claiming, saying that she would do if she became president. She had all the access to it when she was right there, Biden's side hand man.
So obviously you have more influence if you're president compared to being vice president, but she did have influence and she did get good policies passed. It just depends on the setup and the makeup in Congress at that particular time. So if the makeup in Congress would have been more Democratic, they would have been able to do more legislation that would have benefit people. Right, but given the fact that the legislation is the legislative branch is Republican leaning, right, there would be a lack of things that you would be able to do, right? Because they
And I
would
see
block
people.
those particular bills, and you rely on those bills being passed in order to get your legislation through. Same thing would have been true the other way around if there was a Democratic legislative branch and Donald Trump in office, right? He's going to be restricted from doing basically everything he wants to do because the Democrats don't agree with his plans.
And I know he's going to be restricted on what he can and cannot do. Just like I know that's how it was with Biden and Kamala. But I mean, like, yeah, she's still saying, oh, she was for sure going to get this and that done if she became president and everything. Well, how comes they didn't talk about doing that
Also,
while
can I make one more
he
point as
was in
well?
office?
So why didn't Trump do every single thing he ran on in his this administration, or I mean this campaign, in his first term?
Yeah, the same thing as well with him. Yeah, he didn't do everything he
Uh,
stated he would do, and yeah, that was stupid of him.
okay, so then are you arguing that like the argument you were saying against Kamala Harris is just irrelevant? Carrie, thank you
Yeah,
so much for the
what?
$2.40. Sydney, thank you so much for the $15. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for Justice for Jackson. Thank you so much. And Anil, thank you so much for the $100. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Create some W's for Anil in the comment section right now for the $100. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, Anil. Thank you so much. W's
And
for Anil in the
people
comments.
and people want to say I voted for him on here. I'm seeing the comments. Actually, no, I didn't vote at all this time, this
Why'd you
election.
why'd you
I
why'd
got to
you why'd you not vote?
because just the bullshit lies coming from every which end of the campaign.
Yeah, so name one lie that Kamala Harris engaged in.
Well, like I said, all the stuff she was talking about doing. I can't name every one of them because I'm epileptic and I have a bad memory and everything, and I'm on over 6,000 milligrams of seizure meds and everything. And if anybody in the chat has a problem with that, I can't remember it, they can shut the fuck up and stick it up their ass and everything. What is it? But yeah, all this stuff that, what is it, they claimed on saying they were going to do, they didn't do.
So like my
Not
point is
every
that
single one of it like they said they would.
like what did they say they're
And
gonna do
no,
that
it ain't
they couldn't do?
excuses.
Understand? What did they say they're gonna do that they couldn't do?
There's too many to remember, too many to count.
Could you name one?
Probably not. But at
Okay,
least I
so
got the
then why are we
balls,
why are
unlike
we
some people on here who are
so
sitting
why
there
are we
running their
making
mouth right now. At least I got the balls to admit that I can't remember it, unlike some of these motherfuckers up in this chat right now.
Okay, so like again, how do you know this to be true, right? If it is the case that you don't know like a single example, it seems like just like a talking point that you're referencing that you don't even understand, seemingly.
Well, you, what is it, requested me to come on. I'm just speaking my what is it truth.
You put in the comments section you look depressed. I was gonna ask you about that, but like still, I mean, even then, like you still like are someone who can vote in this country, right? It is the case that you should try to like educate yourself about things that you're going to believe. If you're not going to
Well,
educate
I
yourself
do,
about it, well
trust me.
then
I
wouldn't
watch
say that you should
everything
have
on
beliefs like that.
I watch everything on the news, and what is it? I do look into stuff, but I mean, just both of them, they just do not seem right at the time right now. I think our country could do better.
Yeah, did you know that Trump was held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman?
Yeah, I heard of that.
So
Everybody doesn't want
if
to
you know,
let that go. Everybody wants to say
let
he
that go.
raped this person
Let
or
that go.
whatnot. I'm
How
not
can you say
saying
that
let
they
it
should let
go.
that
Here,
go?
hold up. I'm not saying let it go or anything. Yeah, there should be, what is it, consequences for that.
So
But I
then
mean, yeah,
why didn't you
people want
vote
to
then?
keep on bringing that up and everything. Well, what about, what is it, the drugs found in the fucking White House?
We can talk about that in a second, but like let me ask you about this question. So in terms of the civil liability, right? If you knew that Trump was held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman, and you know that it's either Kamala Harris or Donald Trump, why didn't you vote for Kamala Harris?
like I said, I just think, what is it? Neither one of them were, what is it, suitable in my eyes for president.
Yeah, but you understand that one of them is going to be president. So would you say that the person that's more suitable is the person that's been held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman?
Yeah, I mean,
Or-
if it's true that he did that, yeah, it's wrong that he did that, and he should be held liable for it.
He is liable for it, and you didn't vote against him, given that you could have. So I'm just saying, like, why didn't you? Because you could have easily voted against him, but you chose not to.
Yeah, because I didn't want to be a part of the election. It's just stupid to me right now. This country is going down the shithole.
Women's rights aren't stupid. Fighting against climate change isn't stupid, right? Voting against a rapist isn't stupid. Voting against a guy who tried to coup the country isn't stupid. Which they did. It's something important that should be done, right, for people in this country who care about the integrity of this nation, right, and care about this country progressing and moving forward. We cannot progress and move forward with leaders like this. It brings us back decades and decades.
Well, I mean, honestly, and another thing too that I'm going to be that I want to say, and I see a lot of people wanting to ask about the whole "what is it" thing with me saying I'm ghetto. You got a problem with me saying "what is it"? Shut the fuck up and keep scrolling. What is it? But yeah, I have, what is it? The one thing that I have an issue with too, and everything is like, yeah, Kamala paying all these people like Oprah, Beyonce, Cardi B, and all of that at her rallies and everything. And yeah, there's proof of it. It came out that Oprah got paid $1 million to speak and everything for her and whatnot. So, I mean, yeah, just it's sad when somebody has to sit there and what is it? Pay people to speak on their behalf. That's just sad.
You don't think Trump paid people? That's just stupid.
Oh, I'm sure he did too. In fact, I've had this conversation with other people too.
You understand that happens,
and I'm sure he's done.
So then, what's the issue? What's the issue?
It's sad for both of them.
Okay, so you could say it's sad, but that's just the reality of things.
Yeah, and it's sad.
Also, could you like give me evidence that they like got paid? Because I think Oprah.
Yeah, look it up on the what is it? Look it up. Google it. Google it.
Okay. All right, let's look this up. Yeah, right here. Oprah denies being paid by Kamala Harris.
Yeah, denies. But how do we know if what is it? If she's telling the truth?
Are you paid? Are you paid by the crown line?
Just because the bitches made of money doesn't mean what is it? Money talks and bullshit walks.
Yeah, I don't think we should be referring to women that way. So in terms of this, what
is it? People are in here in your chat are sitting there calling me queen just because they think I'm gay. Is that all right?
I never said anything is all right in the chat. I'm simply just acknowledging that you shouldn't do something.
Instead of what is it? Maybe you should focus on how people are talking to the people that you are inviting into your lives. Why don't you, sit there and focus on what the assholes in your chat are sitting there saying to the people that you're inviting into your lives?
Or I could reference what the asshole is saying on the live. Okay,
yeah,
I'm talking to you right now. I'm talking to you right now. I'm calling out something that you did. So instead of pivoting and saying that everyone else is doing things that are bad, why don't you acknowledge what you were doing was bad? They left. They literally ran away. Like what? What is wrong with people, bro? Yeah. So, do what were you saying?
I can't even remember. I can't.
You're good. All right. Well, I appreciate you coming up. All right. Let's get this next individual up here. Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. Should I try one more restart, everyone, or should we just like keep going live? What are the thoughts? Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello? Bro has in his name, Parker can't debate me. Parker is scared of me. I add them up and they're not even here, bro. All right. That was crazy. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hello?
How old are you?
22.
Did you vote Trump?
I didn't.
All right. I'm just going to hit a restart. I'm sorry. Give me a second. I'll be right back. I know people told me to keep going. I'm just gonna hit a restart. But yeah, we'll see if we can get it to go. We'll see if we can get it going, everyone. Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. Oh my god, dude, people are spamming the comment section. Mods, by the way, try to mute and block those people that are like spamming the empty things. But yeah, we're gonna start getting some people up here in a second. Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. We are just looking for some debates. Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. What's up? How old are you?
I am 24.
Did you vote Trump?
I did.
Why?
Number one, because I think he's going to be not the better person, but the better candidate. And you always say how he's a terrible person, and I agree, but who's the better candidate? I think it's Trump.
Okay. What is he better at?
Controlling everything. Right when Biden and Harris got in office, it was downhill slope. You can't
Can you
even say
name
that's
like
not
one
true.
policy the Biden-Harris administration passed that was bad?
Yeah, I don't really care how it happens, but if things start to go down fast, I mean, there might be a common denominator there.
Okay, so you blame Trump for COVID?
I do not.
But it happened under his administration.
So different.
What'd you say?
That's a virus. It's so different.
Oh, okay. So now you can identify external causes. Now you care about why it is that way.
Yeah, that's so much different
That's interesting.
than prices and stuff like that.
You understand that you're just saying because it is that way. It's because it happened under the administration means it is that. It's because of the administration. But that's not good reasoning, right? Because you don't believe that with Trump. So why do you believe that with the Biden-Harris administration, but you don't believe it with Trump?
Because Trump had the border down, he had the prices down, the economy down, relationship with Russia
The
down.
economy down? I think you want the economy to do well. You want it up, right? Secondly, as it relates to this, inflation, right? Inflation wasn't caused by the Biden-Harris administration, right? It happened everywhere around the world: Africa, Asia, South America, Central America, Europe, everywhere around the world. So to say that it was
Yeah, but we're
caused
supposed
by
to
the
be
Biden-Harris,
we're supposed to be like different from those countries, right? We're supposed to be the best.
well, what are we the best in?
The best.
What are we the best in?
I'm not saying we are the best. I'm just saying we're supposed to be the best.
Oh, okay, sure, right. But how are we going to be the best with Donald Trump?
Because we were the best when he was in office.
Oh, okay. What were we the best in?
Military power. We had
We
good
still are the best
relationships.
in military power.
We've got worse.
No, we haven't.
Well, we haven't got worse, but other countries have caught up to us faster.
Not really.
Yeah.
No, but
China.
yeah, so China hasn't like caught up to us. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
What are you saying?
Yeah, I have one more question. Not for the live, but just a question here. Is your friend Dean? Is he going to box Bryce Hall?
No, Bryce Hall runs away.
Bryce Hall would knock him the fuck out, dude. Be for real.
Brenda, thank you the $5. Thank you so much. Well, it's because he doesn't want to engage in a conversation. Because the deal was that if they box, they then talk after, and Bryce doesn't know anything and says that he's an internet troll.
I don't know if Dean could be able to comprehend thoughts after the boxing match.
I think he'd be fine.
Okay. All right. Anyway, yeah, I think Trump had better relations with Russia, who is the craziest country on the planet, if not top 3.
I have a question. Would you let someone held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman get access to a gun?
No.
Okay, so why'd you let them run for president and gain access to the nuclear codes?
Because under the rare occasion that it's a president, then they should be able to get access to the nuclear codes. Any president should be able to have that power.
If you don't trust them with arms like guns, why do you trust them with arms like nuclear fucking weapons?
I would trust Donald Trump with a gun and a nuclear weapon. I'm saying that under the rare, like the average. So
you would
average,
take him. So you'd trust that someone held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman with access to a gun?
Donald Trump, yes, because he's the president of the United States. I trust Donald Trump with a gun.
What if the victim were a child?
And another thing, civilly liable doesn't necessarily mean you did it.
Okay, but so would you let
There's
them
a
get
reason
access to
he
a gun?
wasn't. There's a reason that it's only a fine and
So
not
would you
jail
let them get
time.
access to a gun? Yes or no?
Who? The person civilly liable
Civilly
for?
liable of sexually abusing a woman.
Yes, actually, civilly liable is different from criminally liable.
So you would or wouldn't let them get access to a
I
gun?
would. Final
Someone held
answer.
civilly liable of sexually abusing a child. You let them get access to a gun. That's crazy. Okay, someone held civilly liable of sexually abusing a child. Would you let them be a gym teacher?
Yes, civilly liable doesn't really mean anything. You pay your fine and then you go on in the world.
Civilly liable of sexually abusing a child, and this guy thinks you should be able to be a gym teacher. Should priests that were held civilly liable of sexually abusing children be able to stay
Yeah,
and
you don't gotta bring religion into this, bro.
and still preach and do Sunday school with those same children?
A priest? Yes. Priests are civilly liable. This is a fine and you move on in life. I don't think you understand that.
So if someone was held civilly liable of sexually abusing a child
You're fear-mongering. You're
that they are a
fear-mongering.
teacher of, do you think they
Everybody
should
in
be
this
able to continue
comment
to teach
section,
that kid after?
if I was in charge, I would switch it up just for the sake of the mental thing there and my own thought safety.
Would you vote
But
for
not
someone held
necessarily meaning
civilly
they did it.
liable of killing 1 million people?
That's not a thing.
What's up?
Nobody's ever been held civilly liable for doing that.
I'm just asking, would you vote for someone who's done that?
What kind of a question even is that?
They were held civilly liable of killing 1 million people. Would you vote for them?
If you killed 1 million people, there would be enough evidence to make it not civilly.
Again, right, in the context of a civil court, if it was just civil,
That's just an unrealistic question. That's just
you
a
can
dumb
say
question.
it's unrealistic. But do you think that you
It's
would?
a dumb question. That's
No,
not
it's
a thing. It's never
'cause
going to be a thing.
I'm asking, is there any
unrealistic.
crime? Is there any civil court offense that you would be like, okay, I wouldn't vote for them in that scenario? Because then that
I
would
don't really-
indicate that you specifically do think that some civil courts are justified in making these types of determinations. You just don't believe it in the case with Donald Trump because you're a partisan hack.
No, I'm not trying to get out of this question. It's just I don't answer bullshit questions like this. What kind of a question is this? This is just so irrelevant.
What did I just say?
Killing 1 million people is crazy. No, if that was to ever happen, you would be one of the biggest mass murderers ever, and there would be more evidence than to just be civilly liable. So that's not a question I got to worry about. It's irrelevant.
Yeah, no, but like in the case that it was civilly liable, because
Well,
you're just
I don't
assuming it
know
wouldn't
if
be.
it came
would you
there. If
vote
it
for
came
them?
there, if it came there, I don't even know because that's just so I can't even wrap my head around that because it's so stupid.
It's not stupid.
Yes, it's stupid. You can't even lie. That's irrelevant.
It's not. No, I'm just saying if there's any
Never going to
situation.
happen in human
What about
history.
civilly liable of raping 10 children?
That's also pretty stupid of a question, but I probably would if it's civilly liable.
So
You can
would
say it's
still vote for
crazy,
them?
but civilly liable is
Okay, what if
paying
it
a
was
fine
100
and then
children?
going forward. Okay, I'm not. This is just so dumb.
Yeah, is there any point we're going to draw the line? What about 100 children?
When the line gets drawn, it's no longer civilly liable. That's my take on it.
Okay, so then if they were held civilly liable
When
of
they're criminally
assaulting,
liable, I don't. When they're criminally liable of these things, then I would not vote for them.
so if they
How
were
about
held
that?
civilly liable of forcefully
No,
penetrating
civilly liable. Don't care.
100 million children,
Don't care.
you're
Civilly
saying
liable.
you're saying you would still vote for them?
That's unrealistic. 100 children, it wouldn't be
Can you tell
civilly
me
at
the
that
difference
point.
between a civil and criminal court?
Yeah, criminal, you would have to pay, or you'd have to face jail time.
I'm
Civil,
talking in terms of standard of evidence.
right? Civil, you just pay a fine and move forward in the world. I don't know a whole ton about this. I just know that's the facts.
No, I'm asking about standard of evidence.
All I know is civil, you pay a fine, move forward, no jail time because obviously
not
they
a
don't have enough
standard of
evidence to put
evidence.
you in jail.
That's
Yeah,
not the standard
you're
of evidence.
asking me killing
So if you
100
don't even
people,
know
civilly
dude,
liable.
The reason why he doesn't accept it is because it's a civil court, but he doesn't even fucking know the difference in standard of evidence between a civil court
I
and a
know what the
criminal
difference
court.
is between civil court and criminal court. I just told you it.
What's the difference in terms of
I just
standard of
don't do
evidence?
this hours each day like you do. Obviously, you're going to be sharper up there in these kind of court things than I am.
Okay, so then take what I say, because I do it more than you.
Yeah, your chat's comparing me to, or trying to say I'm an Epstein supporter. Your chat's sure.
I mean, do you want
Sure.
to respond to what I'm saying?
Yes, I know. I don't know very deeply into it. I just know civilly liable, you pay your fine and move forward, and that's it.
I'm asking
Criminally
in
liable,
terms
you
of
have jail
standard
time.
of evidence.
Yeah, I don't know.
So yeah,
I
if you don't
really
know the
know.
difference between a civil court and a criminal court based upon standard of evidence, how could you dispute the difference on whether or not you accept these cases, on whether or not it meets the standard of evidence in a criminal versus civil court? That makes no sense. You don't even know the difference between them in terms of standard of evidence.
If Trump's so
Leah,
bad,
push the $5.
why? If Trump's so bad, why?
Brenda, thank
Why
you for the
would-
$5. Or
why did
Jonah,
he
thank
just
you so much. I
put-
really appreciate that, Jonah.
Why
Thank
did he
you.
just put BTA on the scoreboard like November 5th?
BTA on the wait, say that again?
BTA like belt to ass. You
What?
haven't heard that yet, like that meme.
No, what are you talking about?
Like okay, whatever, your chat knows. But no, that was like a blowout, and yeah, obviously same people think same as me that Trump was better allies with Russia. Obviously he's not.
Dude, this guy's like pivoting like insane.
Yes,
You want to
because
like
I don't
respond to what I just said or no?
Sure. Ask the question again.
You don't remember the question?
I don't. I was talking about something else. My bad.
What were we talking about?
We were talking about the differences in like evidence between civilly and criminally liable.
Okay. So if you don't know this difference in standard of evidence between a criminal and a civil court, how can that be the basis for why you accept in one scenario but not the other?
Because civilly liable means they don't have enough evidence to put you away.
That's not what it means. For example, the reason why they couldn't apply this in a criminal court is because of statute of limitations, which means it's been too many years since the event occurred. That means that you can't try it. And it's only a statute of limitations of 5 years for SA in New York, which is insane for criminal courts.
How long do you think it should be?
It should be infinite. There should be no cap, no statute of limitations for sexual assault.
Okay, well, unfortunately, I kind of agree with you, and that's just not how it is, unfortunately, so we have to deal with that.
Oh yeah, thank you so much for the $5. So, but you can't dispute the case by saying that there's no
If
evidence
Donald
supporting
Trump
it just
was
because it's a
held
civil
criminally
court.
liable, I would not vote for him.
Okay, do you think that he was convicted of 34 felonies? Do you believe those?
I do believe that. Well, see, I know he was convicted of that, but I don't believe that he completely did all of that.
So you see what I mean? So
Because
even when it's a criminal court, you still don't accept it. You see what I mean? Because you're not disputing on standard of evidence. You're disputing because the person who is the perpetrator is Donald Trump.
Donald Trump is probably the most famous person in the world. It gets tricky when you're that popular and famous, and the whole world is behind the case. It's not just your average case, and you know that. You know that. You can't say I'm wrong.
Just the brain rot hurts my brain. It hurts. It hurts. Like it like internally hurts. Yo, how old are you? Lucy and Calvin, thank you so much for the hand darts. Thank you. All right, let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Did you vote Trump?
I did. I'm 42 years old. How old
Why'd
are you?
you vote Trump? I'm 22.
22. All right. Where'd you go to college?
I can't say. I don't want to dox myself.
Oh no, I'm not trying to dox you, man. I'm just curious.
Yeah, no, I can't say because there are other people that would. And also, you have a bit of an echo.
Oh, sorry, man. I don't know. All right. So What's your question for me?
Why'd you vote Trump? You
Why
also
did I vote
still have
Trump?
an echo, man.
All right, hold on. Let me grab my earbuds real quick. Maybe that'll help.
For sure.
All right, give me 1 sec.
All right. I'll add someone else to help you. Just unmute when you're ready. All right, let's get this next individual up here. Only send a guest request if you did vote for Trump. We are just looking for some debates, y'all. All right. Keep tapping that screen. Keep sharing the live, everyone. It will help get it out to more people. Dude, the algorithm is so cooked, chat. Literally the past 2 days, it has not been sending out at all. Like, literally 0 send. It's been really weird. You okay, Parker? Yeah, I'm fine, chat. Yo, what's up, how old are you? All right, let's get this next individual up here. Only send a guest request if you did vote for Trump.
I got this.
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up? Did you?
Oh, what's up?
So why'd you vote Trump?
Good. So, does it sound better?
Yeah.
Oh,
So why'd you vote Trump?
Why did I vote Trump? Because he is a party. He's first of all, he is not a politician. All right.
By definition, is a politician.
Well, by definition. All right. Let's get definition out of the way. All right.
That wouldn't make
a
any sense.
politician is listen. Well, no, a politician is somebody that's been there. That's what they do. They go into school. They go for that particular thing, right? Donald Trump is a businessman. First of all, right? What is our country? Is our country everybody says it's a democracy.
It's a constitutional republic
It's a
and a
constitutional
representative
republic.
democracy. It's both.
Right.
It's both a representative democracy and a constitutional republic. And then also, can you name one good businessman with 6 bankruptcies?
Well, I mean, I don't follow Trump's bankruptcies and his legal things. I mean, I know of certain things that he has done that all right, so he has had bankruptcies, but people file bankruptcy all the time. Right? Does that make him a bad person?
Is there a way you can move to a different room? There's a lot of background noise.
Oh, jeez. Oh, I've got kids. I'm sorry.
Yo, what's up, bro? What's up? Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, so my point is that we wouldn't be able to mention anything specifically. I'm sorry, there's a lot of background noise.
Yeah, I know. I'm moving. All right, there we go.
Yeah, so you wouldn't be able to mention any good businessman that has 6 bankruptcies, right? So obviously I don't think that us mentioning that he's a businessman is relevant to him being president of the United States.
Okay. How about let me ask you one question. Did anybody hate him before he started running for president?
Yeah.
Who?
Eugene Carroll.
Oh, please, bro.
What do you mean?
He's
Oh,
a freaking
please?
dinosaur.
What do you mean?
So what about all the stars like Oprah and all these other stars?
Why don't you take into account what Eugene Carroll thinks?
I don't know about that actually.
Well, Eugene Carroll was
I know
the person
I know
who
it's
was
a lawsuit. Yeah, civilly liable, blah blah blah.
Yeah, Trump's
I heard
held
you.
civilly liable of sexually abusing her, right? So clearly
Yeah,
she didn't like
has he
him.
been convicted? Has he been
He
convicted
was
of
held
it?
civilly liable.
Civilly liable. So what is that?
That means that
Is that a conviction?
a jury of 9 people in a civil court indicated that he sexually abused her.
Indicated. How do they indicate? Do they have proof?
They held him legally responsible, yes, with evidence.
What kind of evidence was it?
Yeah, so there was testimonial evidence based upon people that she referenced at the time that basically indicated the story that she said to them at that time to corroborate the story at that period of time. There was elements of his character that were brought up specifically through the context of him saying that he grabs someone by the vagina, he doesn't have to ask. In a deposition, he mistook Eugene Carroll with his ex-wife when he said that he wouldn't have sexually abused her because she's quote-unquote not his type. So he literally lied from that context. There was also a psychologist that verified the trauma psychiatrist that verified the trauma of E. Jean Carroll. There was like a dress that had DNA on it that Trump gave up, didn't give up his DNA within the multiple years allotted, right? Specifically for that. And he also said he didn't meet her, and they had a picture of them together.
Okay, well, I mean, hey, I can't argue with that, but I don't know about that story, so I can't elaborate on that. So,
Okay.
you know,
All right. So like do you understand my point then? You could say, oh, I think everyone didn't like him before or liked him before and doesn't like him now. Even if that were true, doesn't justify that he's a good person, right? You can obviously hear information about someone and then dislike them after you hear the information.
yeah, you can hear a lot of information about somebody on CNN about another somebody, and then you
I'm
can
not
hear
even
something
referencing
from
CNN.
another. Well, I'm just saying. There are people that have gone back and forth with other people. So what about Kamala Harris? How she
Kamala.
has done nothing. Whatever.
She hasn't done nothing. Where'd you get that she did nothing?
What about the border? Do you not agree
Trump
that
called
she
people in
did not
Congress to
have?
undermine the
Hold
border
on.
bill.
No. Did you read the border bill? Do you know what was in the border bill?
Yes, I do. Can you name me one provision in the border bill you disagree with?
Well, there was things that were put into that
Like,
that were actually. Hold on. There were things that were added to it that just wasn't just the border bill.
yeah, they separated
You
the border
realize
bill.
that, right?
They separated the appropriations from the border bill. The solo appropriations bill passed. The solo border bill did not.
Yeah, but they tried to put other things in there, meaning money to go here, money to go here. They didn't put it all. They tried to cram everything into one, and it didn't pass. That's why.
Yeah, so again, I
They
just
put
told you
other,
they separated
put
the
other
bills.
provisions. No, they didn't. They put
They
everything.
did. I just
into
told
the
you they
border bill.
separated the bills. There was a solo border bill and then a solo appropriations bill. The solo appropriations bill passed. The solo border bill did not.
Okay, and what was that? What
It was
what
all the border
provisions for?
provisions from the bipartisan border bill, right? Just alone.
Right. Well, then why did it get rejected?
Because Donald Trump wanted to undermine the border bill because it wasn't politically advantageous for him to let Democrats like fix conditions at the border, right? Because it would give Democrats a win.
What? That's just stupid. That doesn't make any sense.
What didn't make sense?
To give them a win. What do you mean? To give Democrats a win?
Yeah, he didn't want
On
he didn't
what?
want Democrats to get a win.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Well, I don't know. I don't like you, and I think you're just a Democrat by party. You're partisan.
Okay,
know what
why
I
don't
mean?
you like me?
Just because I think you have schooling and knowledge from certain things, but not life. You're 22. You don't know life.
Okay, how is that relevant to any of the arguments I brought up? If you know so much, if you had so much more experience, well then you
I
should be
said
able to
anything.
explain to me
I
why
said
I'm
no.
wrong.
I haven't been to college, bro. I just know what I've lived.
You don't need to go to college. You said that life experience is more. It means you know more. So then you should be able to express that knowledge more, and you should be able to explain to me where I'm wrong, because your experience is
Yeah.
greater.
I don't know. How are you still relevant though? Kamala lost.
Well, I mean,
You still trying to be
I had a
relevant or
platform-
something?
I had a platform outside of this. The only reason there's less people here right now is because of there's a following glitch on TikTok.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Mhm.
I've heard that one before.
Yeah, well, you'll
Have
literally
yourself a
see in
good
like
night,
a week
buddy.
or two. You're mad. You're just mad
Oh,
that
well.
you're mad that I
I'm not
influence
mad.
people in
I'm
a
not mad.
positive direction. You're mad that I
How is it
disagree with
positive?
you and
How's it
that I
positive?
make sense.
This information's not positive.
And
buddy.
it's really hard to critique yourself and to criticize yourself on things you're wrong about. So that's seemingly what's stopping you from acknowledging this.
Nah,
Yeah,
buddy.
absolutely. And that's why you're running away
You're
right
still
now.
I've got a family to go tend to, so I just wanted
And
to
you
come in here
didn't
and
before.
talk to you a minute. No, I do. My wife just got home, so yeah. But you wouldn't know about that because you sit in your basement and make TikTok videos. So it's all good, buddy.
I sit in
keep
my
doing what you're
basement.
doing.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Hey, that's all right. It's okay, buddy. Hey,
You're still running away. You can't act
no.
like running away is okay.
No,
Your
I have
ego
a
is
family,
high,
bro.
and you're like running away. You had a family before.
My ego. Yeah, Yeah, I've got a family. I've always had
And
a
yet
family.
you still
What are you
hopped on
talking
the
about?
live, and that's why you spent so much time in
I
my
did.
live.
Yeah, I just wanted to see what you were about, buddy.
Yeah.
That's all. All right. Well,
And you don't
have a
like
good
me, and
life,
you're
buddy.
so mad because I'm 22
I
years
don't.
old.
I don't. No. I didn't say I don't like you because you're 22.
Yeah, you
I think
literally, because I'm 22
you
years old, you're like,
misinform people.
you don't know anything. You misinform people.
You
Name one point of
misinform.
misinformation.
You do.
Name one point of misinformation. Oh, he had to run away. One point of misinformation will never be named. Chat, I'm so annoyed with this following glitch. Thank you for the Maple Leafs. Thank you so much. Christine, thank you so much for the $10 for the basement rent. Thank you. And Marcy, thank you so much for the $1. Yo, what's up? How old are you? All right, let's get this next individual up here. Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
36.
Did you vote Trump?
Yeah.
Why so?
Well, I'll tell you why I didn't vote Kamala, because she's such a horrible candidate.
How is she horrible?
Kamala. Dude, she was so fake. She was so fake.
How so?
Like, when she's around, I guess African Americans, she wants to talk like she's black. And then when she's around white people, she wants to act like she's white.
Wait, do you mean African American vernacular English?
Do what?
Do you mean African American vernacular English? So she's going between different like vernaculars? That's called code switching?
Okay, well, yeah, it's just completely fake. She's just a horrible. Yeah, but Trump, he never got arrested though.
He was actually. He was literally. He
got arrested, but he didn't get convicted. I'm sorry.
He did get convicted. He didn't get 34 felonies.
So I don't know. Is he really guilty?
Yes. $34 felonies he's been convicted of. Chloe, thank you so much for the blooming. Thank you so much, Chloe.
Well, he never got convicted. So, I mean, how do you know he really did it?
He was convicted of 34 felonies.
Would have got somebody better to run for the Democrat Party. She just was not a like, she was just so disingenuous. What
was so bad about her that was like worse than Donald Trump being held civilly liable of like forcefully penetrating a woman's vagina against her will?
I don't know if he really did that. Like I said, he didn't get convicted. I'm not so sure.
Unanimously by a jury of 9 people. A unanimous decision of a jury was that he sexually abused her.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. Yeah, I mean, if that's true, then that's not cool. If he really did that, that's not good. But I don't know, man.
He was held civilly liable of it.
I'm just say VP Harris. VP Harris was just, I don't know. She was just so like off-putting to me. I just couldn't vote for her.
Yeah. What about her was so bad that you would vote for someone held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman?
Well, like I said, I don't know. I mean, I don't know too much about that. I didn't read that much into it.
Yeah, but isn't that like
I just seen.
And I don't think you need. I don't think you need to read into it. Like, for example, would you let someone held civilly liable unanimously by a jury of 9 people for forcibly penetrating a woman's vagina against her will to get access to a gun?
I mean, obviously no, but yeah. I don't know, man. I was just saying I voted Trump because, and then when he was in office, things were a lot better. The economy was a lot better.
What did he do to make the economy better?
I'm sorry, what?
What did he do to make the economy better? Chloe, thank you so much for subscription. Thank you. Hello? Hello? Okay. Bro just got yaptured. Like totally yaptured. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next individual. I'll try one more person here, and then I might hit a restart. Everyone, just like literally, like it's so annoying. TikToks like this. Yo, it's how old are you?
I'm 38.
Did you vote Trump?
Yeah.
Why so?
Because I just like that he was like a fresh face. Like, I mean, he'd been quote unquote whatever you call a politician, but like he hadn't made it his career. He had not been like a representative for 30 years and then a senator.
Yeah. What about that makes it a good thing?
That he's somebody different. Like he's not part of the establishment.
So when you say somebody different, not a part of the establishment, well, everything he does benefits the establishment and benefits, right, people who are rich and wealthy. You understand specifically his tax cuts predominantly help rich people, right? And his tariffs specifically are predominantly targeted towards lower income individuals because they spend a greater proportion of their income on goods that are imported in the country. So you understand that Trump is literally taking money from the poor and giving it to the rich. He's Robin Hood, but for the rich.
Okay. I mean, but not necessarily. Well, I mean, why was everything so less expensive when, from 2017 when he got inaugurated to 2020? Like,
so, yeah, in terms of this, prices were less expensive globally, right? And they became more expensive globally because of supply chain issues related to the pandemic. And then also, like, why were they lower under Obama? Right? They go up every year.
yeah, it fluctuates. I mean, that's how the economy works. Like,
Yep.
I get it. Like, it doesn't take much to know that. If you know how the economy works, it goes up and down. But I don't know. I just like that. He aligned a little more with I'm anti-abortion, and I just had to go with the person that aligns more with my beliefs.
Okay. So anti-abortion. So, are you Christian?
Yeah.
Did you know that Jesus is pro-choice?
He's not.
Well, to be pro-life means you want to restrict people's access to abortion. Jesus can stop it and does not stop it. Therefore, he's pro-choice. So if Jesus is pro-choice, why shouldn't you be?
Because he wouldn't be. Because abortion is literally like unaliving somebody. Like, that is literally unaliving. And it clearly says in the 10 Commandments, thou shalt not unalive.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it should be illegal. Under your worldview, at least, I think it should be illegal.
I'm not in
right? If I consider it murder, right?
Like,
For abortion, I don't consider it to be murder, right? In the first trimester, because you're gonna push the $5.
I'm not an abolitionist or whatever. Like, I don't believe it should be abolished, but I do believe there should be
what repercussions?
Restrictions
And what restrictions?
Do what?
Yeah, what restrictions?
So, I mean, like, if the right to life, like the mother's right to life is threatened, then obviously, because that's the only way you can justify unaliving somebody is if your right to life is threatened.
Yeah, so you only have a justification. So do you think that great victims should be able to get access to abortion, like 10-year-old great victims?
First of all, you keep throwing out those things like that, and that's very rare. Like, those things are very rare.
It's a real life circumstance that exists.
But it's a very rare.
It is a real life circumstance. This is the effect of your policy.
It is a 1%.
It is the effect of your policy. So do you want to like give me a response? Like, would you let a 10-year-old great victim get access to an abortion?
When you have to look at the statistics. Statistically speaking, more abortions are done because it's just out of inconvenience, or the mother thinks, oh, I can't afford it.
Can you answer my question? Do you think they should be able to get access to an abortion? A 10-year-old great victim?
I don't think. I would say no, because it doesn't happen that often.
No?
It's very, very rare. It's like a 1%.
You don't think 10-year-old great victims should be able to get access to abortion? Hello, I appreciate the lights. That's insane. It's a 10-year-old. It's a 10-year-old.
But you're acting like it happens every day. That is not.
You understand that regardless, if it happened it happens more than one time in a year, right? Even if it happened just one time in a year, that would still be something I think should be literally allowed. You should be allowed to get access to an abortion. The fact that you would put some children through that is insane. It is ridiculous. And there are specific examples of this happening. Would you like to hear some of those specific examples? Push the description. Thank you so much.
Sure. Like who? It's like very rare.
Yeah, so Matt, I think Matt was about to say. That's why
Well,
I
I
asked
came
that
in and it
question.
paused. So no, what were you asking?
Oh no, I thought you were gonna give like examples of like it happening.
Oh, you mean the grape with the 10-year-old?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. I mean, it happened a couple years ago in Ohio, and the girl had to flee to Indiana to get it done, and then Indiana still made it illegal, even though the 10-year-old got the abortion that she needed because the doctors were afraid that it might kill her. So, but Ohio wouldn't let
That
her
would be
get
the
it, even
mother's
though.
right to life threatened. That would be the right to life is threatened. So that's different.
No, it's not different because the Ohio law prevented it from happening. So the Ohio law makes it only in the case when the person's life is in danger, not a potential in danger. Doctors didn't want to take the chance, which is why they fled to a neighboring state. So thank heavens, though, the people of Iowa threw out that law because they passed a constitutional amendment.
Yeah, but I mean, like you can't take something that happens like very rare.
Well, hold on. No.
Like
Actually, you can. No, actually, you can because the law is made to prevent minority cases from happening. The whole purpose of a regulation is to make something rare, but in the case when a rare thing happens, the law can step in. That's the point. So we have abortion laws, not just because, and abortion protections, not just because we want people to have access, but in those cases where it does happen, then the people won't have to worry about them not having the care that they need. So yes, the law is made to be there within those minority cases. That's the whole point of the law.
I mean, like, okay, with a kid, it's sad, but like, you're literally like taking somebody you're saying that the way that somebody was conceived, their life is not valuable. That is basically what you're saying. Oh, you're a
Well,
great.
actually, we already have that. No, we already believe that, right? Most conceived eggs are flushed by the woman's body. Nobody holds a funeral. Nobody cries over that, right? Nobody cares. Right, when this happens more often than not, people don't care. It's only after a certain part of time do we actually care. That's the case in all scenarios. So I mean, yes, we start to care. I mean, I'm guessing also start to care at a given point. You don't just value eggs that are fertilized because then you would be condemning basically every woman on the face of the earth because they flush those eggs whenever they're pregnant anyways.
I care when it implants and it becomes a growing human at a stage in development.
Well, why is implantation important?
Because that's when it becomes a growing human in development. It's a stage in human
growing at the moment of conception.
That's what I'm saying. It's a stage in human development, though.
Yes. Why is the implantation stage important?
You're dehumanizing it because then it's going to be.
No, it's still a human. No, it's still a human. I'm saying it doesn't hold any value for why we should care about it. I don't care about it until it gets sentience. Once it gets sentience, which is about 18 to 22 weeks, then I care about it. But like before that.
But it's still a human at a stage in development. Just because it doesn't have sentience doesn't
we
mean
don't value all. No, we don't value all humans, right?
We do.
We kill humans every single day, all over the world. We don't value them. Are you shedding a tear right now for the millions of children all over the world who are dying by the hands of other people? No, we don't value those things because when was the last time that you donated money to save the poor children in Gaza? Right? When was the last time that you did that?
I'll donate every chance I get.
To help.
Wait. So let's address it from this perspective, right? Do you value sperm?
Not by itself.
But it's living.
But it's living.
Yeah, but it's not a human being yet. It's
what is a human being?
Part of a human being, but it's not a whole human being.
What is a human being?
It's. So when you get pregnant and your fetus, whatever you want to, I call it a baby, is growing.
Where does conception occur in the human body?
In the normally in fallopian tubes, and then it comes down.
Okay, so that happens. So do you value it at conception or do you value it at implantation?
I value it at conception.
Okay, so prior to pregnancy, you value it, right? I have a question. If I were to in a petri dish cause a fertilized egg, right, and I slap the fertilized egg for fun, should I go to prison?
You're not. Are you intentionally unaliving it? Like,
Yes.
Obviously. And probably, yeah.
You think I should go to prison for slapping the zygote? Push the pinch face. I should go to prison for slapping the zygote.
Are you? You're unaliving it.
Yeah, but it's a single cell. It is a single cell organism.
I think that's. I mean, I am anti unaliving it. Anybody for that matter. Like.
Yeah. So again, we're talking about a zygote. So are you anti unaliving sperm?
That's different.
How is that different?
Because there's not. You don't
like.
have.
Are you gonna be sad about a zygote dying?
It is not a human at a stage of development yet.
Are you gonna be sad about a zygote dying?
Well, yeah, obviously.
You would be sad about a zygote dying.
If it's a human at a stage in development.
Well,
okay, so
as I mentioned, Parker, women flush zygotes all the time as a natural process of the body.
Like I get
and
that,
we don't
and
cry about that.
Yeah, because that's a natural. The difference is that's natural. But when you go into an abortion clinic and you literally make the decision to say, I want to end this living thing from growing,
it being natural takes away its value?
No.
Okay, then what's then doesn't matter then, right?
If it's natural, if it's unaliving in a natural way, like you have a miscarriage or it gets flushed out before you even know that you're pregnant, that is a natural process. But when you go into a clinic and you pay money and you say, I want to unalive it, I want to stop it from growing, that's intentional, and that's when I have a problem.
So you have a problem not with the idea of it dying. You have a problem with
I have a problem with it dying. I have a problem with it dying. Like you're literally literally what
hold on.
doing.
I said you don't have a problem with it dying. You have a problem with the way that it dies. Because if it dies naturally, then it doesn't bother you that much.
Pro-life is a natural death. A natural unaliving. Can I say death? A natural unaliving. So every stage of development of human beings from conception until you die, a natural death. That is pro-life movement. That is the pro-lifes.
No. See,
Fiona, thank you so much for the $10.
Because, and this is kind of like not apropos, but it's a good thing to say. Pro-life people don't actually give a shit about life because most pro-life people don't care once that baby's born. They don't provide it. They don't provide it neonatal care. They don't provide it toddler care. They don't provide child care. They don't provide Medicare. They don't provide any. So it's fucking bullshit to claim that pro-life people actually care about it.
Wait a minute. Do you know that there are more pro-life? There are more like resources out there, pregnancy resources, resources for women that choose to keep their baby and parent.
Resources don't feed the child. What actually happens is that those pregnancy centers don't actually provide anything to it. What it becomes is that the government ends up doing it. That's how it always happens. And there's a reason why the most pro-life states have the highest rate of child poverty, have the highest rate of lack of child education, have the highest rate of child mortality deaths. It's because pro-life politicians and pro-life advocates don't give a damn about what happens to that child after it's born. And we see that through the policies that they implement.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't. I'm sorry. There's a direct correlation between being a pro-life state and having bad neonatal care, bad child care, bad child mortality. It's a direct correlation.
No, I'm telling you, there's more centers out there, resource centers and care centers.
And I'm telling you, they do nothing because in the states that are the most pro-life, they have the worst outcomes for children, which is why I'm telling you that the pro-life movement has made it their mission to save fetuses, but once that child's born, they don't give a damn.
That is not true. That is not true. You
can
really
keep saying it's not true, but I have statistics on my side. I have evidence on my side. Your feelings don't care about the facts.
I have evidence.
The facts back me up here.
No, I have evidence as well. I have totally. I know. I've
Point me
been
to one.
very
Point
involved
me
in
to one
pro-life.
pro-life state where child outcomes are better than a pro-choice state.
I don't have that much. Like I'd have to get off here.
Exactly, because it doesn't exist.
No, but it does. I'm not
It
talking about.
doesn't exist. I'm sorry, no. Mississippi is not better than I don't know, Virginia. Like I'm just sorry, it's not going to happen.
There
I think you
are
should have $2.
no. They're saying there's if you go research it, there's way more pro-life like clinics and options and resources for women that want to keep their babies than there are for women that want to unalive them.
If that was the case, then in all these pro-life states that have outlawed abortion, we would not see child poverty, child health outcomes as bad as they are.
What are the other
I'm
statistics?
sorry,
What are the other
but
statistics
people in the
for that? What are
pro-life movement thinks that charity can fix everything. It's simply not the case. It has not been the case since the 1980s. Like I'm sorry, but like you guys are just like delusional to believe that all these pro-life centers are here providing food and health care and all this other shit when they're not. All they're doing is are handing out things to people saying, don't give up your baby, but then after you have the baby, then they're nowhere to be seen.
Okay, so that would be like, so then that needs an overhaul. Then that system needs an overhaul. But
well, that's the pro-life movement. I'm saying, give people a choice. Give people a choice about whether or not they want to keep their pregnancy or not up until sentience, and then afterwards we provide every child in the United States from the very moment they're born up until 5 or 6, free neonatal care, free child care, free health care, making sure that they're well fed regardless of family. That's a pro-family policy. Telling people just to have the damn child because they had sex and then doing nothing afterwards, that's not being pro-family. That's being pro-fetus. There's a vast difference. Vast difference. I think you dropped the $40. Thank you so much.
Unaliving.
W Matt.
Like you're basically saying, well, like those women that go in there for reasons other than a medical issue or something, that's go in there and say basically out of convenience, oh, I can't take care of my child. You're basically saying that life is not valuable because you can't take care of it.
Yes, thank you. Yes, life before sentience has no value.
We're saying without sentience it has no value. We're not saying because of that. We're saying because it doesn't have sentience.
You're dehumanizing
it. Right? I don't get. Do you think it's murder for a family to pull the plug on an individual in their family that's brain dead?
Yes, because it's not. It wouldn't.
Yes.
Well, no.
So people should go to prison for that.
Hold on. Let me back that up because no, if you unplug the person, it's just gonna naturally unalive anyway. Like they would naturally.
Wait, but you would think it's murder if someone unplugged someone if they were sentient.
No. Hold on.
If you unplug someone who's sentient and they die because you unplugged them, then you're gonna say that's murder.
No, it would be. They would unalive anyways. Like they would be dying a natural death.
I understand. That's like saying you unplugging someone that needs surgery isn't murder.
It would be. They would be unalive. Like they would eventually die.
But they're sentient, so it's murder. In the circumstance of them being sentient, it's murder. In the circumstance of them not being sentient, i.e., them being brain dead, it's not murder. I wonder why there's a distinction. It's probably because they're not sentient.
No, it's still a human at a stage in development. Just because it hasn't had sentience yet doesn't mean it's not a human that's
Ruben,
developing.
thank you so much for $2.
It is developing and growing into a human. It is still a human. It is still a stage of human development.
So
that's
again,
what you don't see.
Again, that doesn't mean that it has values. That someone who's brain dead is also in a stage in human development.
And that's a slippery slope to be like, oh, well, you're somebody to have a subjective thing, be like, oh, well, I think I'll put value on that. Oh, I won't put value on that. And you're dehumanizing it because it's still a human at a stage in development. That's what it is.
You understand that they're still cellularly alive when they're brain dead.
Yeah, but they're going to unalive a natural death.
So you say that they're going to unalive a natural death. Again, we just went over this in the situation of them being sentient, having subjective experience, right? And it is the case that they rely on the medical supplies in order to survive. If you unplug them from the medical supplies, you would consider that murder.
No, back that up. No, if it's a brain dead person and you unplug it,
69 cents.
You unplug it. If you unplug it,
okay. Do you think cutting off the umbilical cord and then just like leaving the baby to die is murder?
Yes.
Yeah? Why?
Because
Tiara, thank you so much for the $1.
clearly that's intentionally. That's intentional. That is not a natural unalive.
Wait, but like they naturally died because they starved to death.
No, because you intentionally did it.
But okay, but yeah, you intentionally pulled the plug.
They're gonna unalive a natural death. They wouldn't survive without it. Like they wouldn't survive without the.
Exactly. Yeah, they're gonna unalive a natural death if you just let them starve.
Yes, that's not intentional.
Okay, when you pull the plug, it isn't intentional that they're going to unalive.
Right, but
You know that's gonna happen when you pull the plug.
How do you know? Like that's going to happen, but
yes.
you willingly go into a clinic or wherever, and
you willingly pull the plug on the individual in your family that's brain dead.
You say,
Mimi, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you so much.
This isn't like you literally walk in there and say,
By the way,
I want
is your name Katie?
I want to stop it. No, I'm Kara.
Your name's Kara?
It says it in my thing.
Okay. All right. So you were saying?
I was just you're making the thing, it's intentional. Like you are literally unaliving. Like it's not justified. And then the people that are walking, like the people that are walking around today that are living, that they got a rough start or their parents had a rough start or their parents didn't have the means to take care of them. You're basically telling them too, oh, your life's not valuable.
No, we're saying that if they're not sentient.
But when I'm saying when women choose it as a yeah, you can feel pain and you got the brain pain. Well,
you understand that? Wait, so are you saying that's okay? So, you say if you can't feel pain, then you don't have sentience?
It's
so what is sentience?
Brain waves. You have brain waves. Like I get it.
No, brain dead individuals have brain waves.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So you mean subjective experience?
Yeah.
Well, I think the $5. Okay, so you're saying you only value it in the circumstance of it having a subjective experience. Well, the zygote doesn't have a subjective experience.
It would all be. This is like the whole thing is a subjective.
Bug, thank you for the $5 for just had 53 abortions this week. Based.
The whole abortion topic is subjective because people are putting value on.
Tweezy, thank you so much for the $2. Thank you.
Everybody has a different outlook to put value on something, like on something.
Yeah, but our difference is that we say even if we disagree with something, right, we don't want to restrict it, especially within the first trimester. That's the difference. Is that it might be subjective, but we err on the side of freedom, not on the side of bans and stuff.
But and then the pro-life and the people that are truly pro-life don't. It's not justifiable to say, oh, well, I can't afford it, so I'm going to unalive it. That's not justifying. If your life is at risk and your life is at danger, then obviously.
Wait, I'll give you an example. Kara. Like my girlfriend gets pregnant, right? She's 21, I'm 22, right? She gets pregnant, right? And we're just not at a point in our life where we want to have children yet. You think it's wrong for her to get an abortion? She should be sent to prison for getting an abortion in the first trimester?
No, I don't think she should be sent, but the doctors that are performing it should be.
Wait, but that's like saying that like someone who calls for someone who like kills someone, a hitman, right? Someone who calls for a hitman isn't like killing someone. If you call a hitman on someone, did you like attempt to murder someone?
You did it. They did.
So you think it should be legal to like call a hitman on people?
No, but
Jennifer, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And Ailey, thank you so much for the $1. So if you shouldn't be able to call a hitman, then why should you be able to do this? Under your view,
because I wouldn't penalize the woman for doing it.
$2.
I would not penalize the woman for doing it.
But why?
Yes.
So you don't think it's murder?
No, it is.
Yeah, because okay. So if you don't want to hold the woman accountable, so again, should it be legal to call a hitman?
That's different.
It's the same thing under your view. It's literally calling a hitman. You think it's murder? It's calling a hitman.
That's not the same thing.
That is the exact same thing, actually.
Yeah, it's like I have somebody in my life who I want to get rid of, so I'm going to call somebody to get rid of them. I mean, it's just that in the case with the abortion, that other person is a doctor.
No, that's not even the same thing.
It's very much the same thing.
Well, it's not the same thing because it's not murder.
Yeah, man, that's true.
But she's running right into the point.
It is murder. Like it's a living.
No, then you're hiring a hitman.
You're
Well, then you
stopping
think
it
then you
from
think someone
growing.
is then you think someone is hiring a hitman.
So it's not alive. You're telling me it's not alive.
It's
What's
living, but I don't
you
care
never
about
said
cellular
that.
life. Kate, thank you so much for the
It's
dollar.
not a human life.
It's
That
a
is,
human
it's,
life. It's
it
alive.
is it at a stage in development?
Yes.
Okay, and you're literally stopping it from growing and stopping it from living anymore.
Yes, because we don't assign greater value to it prior to sentience, because we care about sentience, not whether something is alive.
Hallie, thank you so much. I appreciate the dollar. Thank you so much.
But it's developing into that. Like it is developing.
Matter. I'm still developing. I'm getting older by the day. That doesn't mean anything.
Wait, I have a question. If she does an at-home an abortion and she does it herself, Chloe, think of the $5. Thank you so much. Should she go to prison?
If it's intentional.
That a fetus has lesser value, because if that wasn't the case, you would let the woman die to save the fetus.
I think they both have equal value.
Kara,
but
thank you so much for the $10.
That's
Thank you so much.
No, that's impossible. You know why? Because you let one live and let one die. So you're automatically assigning greater value. It's impossible within that logic. I'm sorry, but it's impossible.
If it comes down to right to life, like your right to life has to be threatened. So if her right to life is threatened and somebody says yes, and the only way to not have your right to life threatened is to...
Then you assign greater value to the woman. And then you assign greater value.
You're not assigning value.
Yes, you are. You're making a value judgment. No. Parker, she's making a value judgment. She's saying, I value the woman's life greater than the fetus life because I'm choosing the woman's right to life rather than the fetus's right to life. You're making a value judgment.
Right to life comes first, because without right to life, you don't have the right to the bodily
But what I'm saying is that you are valuing the woman's right to life greater than the fetus's right to life. So you are, by definition, agreeing with us that a fetus has lesser value because you make that exception. That's why the pro-life logic makes no sense, because you say, well, they have value, but then you say, well, actually, they don't have as much value as a woman, because even pro-life people agree that that fully sentient humans have more value than a non-sentient fetus. Unless you're one of those crazy pro-life people that believe that abortion is wrong in every single in like all cases, no matter what, then I guess the logic would like hold. But if you make an exception, then you're automatically telling me that you don't value the fetus more than the adult human.
I wouldn't call it an exception, but other than if her right to life, if she's going to unalive and the woman's going to pass away, that would be the only kind of exception I would give.
And that's okay logically, but what I'm saying is once you make that exception, then you're saying that I'm valuing the fetus less. And you just have to accept
only at that point.
I'm sorry, but you just have to accept that.
Only at that, in that one circumstance, but other than that,
wait, hold on. How can everybody can leave? How can you value something differently at different times? This is a human in your logic. Do you value humans differently depending on their given circumstance?
No.
Well, you do, because you value the woman with the exception differently than when it was prior. So clearly you do. See how the logic doesn't work? Your logic doesn't work.
Jen, thank you so much for the $3. Thank you so much.
I always value human life. I will always
Katie.
value human life at every stage of development.
Katie.
Except when it's going to kill the woman.
Okay,
Katie.
fine. Except if it's going to kill a woman.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay,
That's not a moral principle. Principles are universal.
I will concede on that part, but other than that, if there's any other way and any other options, I will always advocate for the unborn.
I understand that you would, but I'm just saying that when you concede to that point, then you already proved our point that
I have a question. Would you if you were in a burning building, right?
Okay.
Would you rather save 2 non-sentient embryos at 6 weeks, right, or a newborn baby from burning alive?
I hate these hypotheticals.
Another value question, by the way.
Because I would want to save both of them.
I understand that's the point of the question, but why would you want to save both of them? Because that would indicate that it is the case that if you're indifferent, then you value one at least half as much as you value the other one. You value newborns at least 2 times more than you value as
No, I
like a
hate these.
non-sentient embryo.
I hate those hypotheticals because it always like comes out like, oh,
Would
well,
you
they're
rather save two people from burning alive or one person?
oh, two people.
Oh, exactly. You see what I mean?
It's like a value judgment.
So like I brought up a scenario, two people versus one, and you didn't answer it like that.
Like if I could save everybody's life, and like I don't know, I am very passionate about it, and part of it does come from my faith, but it's just to me a subjective morality thing, and
I'm assuming that you're a Christian.
I'm Catholic.
Catholic, yeah, okay.
So,
I mean, yes. I mean, the Catholic Church has a very firm opinion. So you're also anti-death penalty, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I mean, that's good. Okay. I mean, that's okay. So.
Yeah, that's me. Like,
Is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, that's it.
All right.
Thank you.
Nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you.
Let's go on to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. By the way, everyone, you probably have like 50 more minutes or so. You have any questions, make sure to put in the comment section right now. If you want to support me, as always, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, link tree in the bio. Chloe, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you so much, Chloe. All right, let's get this next individual up here. All right. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
50.
Hello? Did you vote Trump? Okay, let's get this next individual up here. By the way, I don't know what's fucking going on TikTok. This whole
the
fucking following glitch is really pissing me off.
Yeah, I know.
Yo, what's up? How old are you?
41.
Did you vote Trump?
Yup.
Okay. Oh, why so?
So I just want to ask you a question. And this is just a legitimate question. I don't want you to regurgitate everything if I tell you why this is why I voted for him. I have a question on the Diddy list that's going to come out eventually. And if all these celebrities that endorsed Harris fall on that list, how are you going to view Harris? For aligning herself with people
view Harris?
Potentially.
How is she supposed to know?
I would view Harris.
Are you kidding
I can actually
me,
answer
man?
this question.
I just want to know because you
same.
hold on, man. I'm talking to Homeboy. This is not a question for you. This is a question for him.
Oh, okay.
You view all these people who voted for Trump as being bad people because they quote unquote endorsed.
I never said every single person is bad. I said that, right, a lot of people are misinformed, right? And if people know everything that Trump has done and they still decide to vote him, then they could be a bad person, yeah.
So if these people end up being on this list that did endorse her, how are you going to view?
She didn't know that those people were there.
And you're honestly going to believe that?
Yes, I do honestly believe that.
Same way I would believe
how do you
that.
feel about Andrew Weiner?
Huh?
How do you feel about Andrew Weiner?
I don't know who that is.
He's from New York, right? What's your point? He's a piece of shit.
You're from New York, right?
No, from California.
You're from California. So Andrew Weiner
was in Iowa.
Was a politician from New York who sent
give the dollar. Thank you so much.
He sent photos of himself to like 15-year-old girls.
Yeah, that's fucked up. That's really fucked up, and it's super fucked up. Also, to like say you dated 10-year-old girl in 10 years, brag about walking in changing rooms of naked teenage girls, some of them which are 4 years. 4 of them are as young as 15 years old. Right. Okay. Things like that. But like, you don't care about calling those things out.
I don't care about calling what out?
Those behaviors out with Trump.
I mean, you like you just said, I didn't know about half of these things that come up regarding Trump, just like you're saying she didn't know about any of these things with any of these celebrities, right? So there's a lot of information out there that, quote unquote, a lot of people probably don't know. They only know what they know when they read it on, or when they read it on Twitter, which is the biggest misinformation website out there, right? Or they watch specific news channels like Fox or
Dora,
ABC.
thank you so much for the $20 on PayPal. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Dora. Thank you.
So it's all about
talking about misinformation, right? Would you let someone held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman get access to a gun?
I don't see what that has to do with anything. Sexually abusing a woman and having access to a gun. Many people have access to a gun.
You
right?
think violent sex offenders should be able to get access to guns? Is that your argument? Push that mustache. That violent sex offenders should be able to get guns? That's a pretty insane view.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of people that shouldn't have access to guns. Democrats
Do
and
you agree
Republicans.
violent sex abusers shouldn't be able to get access to guns? Push that
I
message.
think a lot of people shouldn't have access
Can
to
you answer the
guns.
question? Do you think that violent sex abusers shouldn't be able to get access to guns?
Probably not.
Okay.
But you've already brought this
so
question
people held
9
civilly
times in
liable
9
of
different-
sexually so people held civilly liable of sexually abusing women shouldn't be able to get access to guns, but they should be able to run for president and gain access to nuclear codes, and you'd even vote for them?
So you do know that in order for him to launch a nuclear code, it has to be like passed by Congress. He can't just open up a freaking briefcase, dude, and just press a button.
Wait.
Okay, no. Okay, I'm going to say something now because I know this. Actually, no, that's not the case. Congress.
No,
does
I
not
want
have
him
any-
to answer the question. I'm not. This is not to you. This is to him.
Okay,
He's
look,
a co-host on the live, so sit the fuck down, pipe down. Put a fucking baby bottle in your mouth and be quiet. Listen to Matt.
Kick me then, bitch. Kick me.
Appreciate the chasing the
Kick
truth.
me
Thank you so
then,
much.
bitch.
I'll just mute you. You can sit here and be quiet. Listen to me.
God, what a baby.
Like literally,
Okay,
what a man-child.
Congress had nothing to do with the nuclear code because if you need to launch nuclear weapons, you don't want to take the time to get Congress's opinion. So the president can not like unilaterally, but he has the ultimate decision to launch the nukes, not Congress. So I don't know where the fuck you got that from, but okay, now digital, now you can unmute.
Digital, unmute. Oh, I accidentally muted him.
That's funny. Okay, now you can unmute. Thank you for the heart. Thank you.
You can't figure it out?
Bottom. Okay, there you go. You got it.
I muted and it muted it back.
Yeah, I know. That was the fault. Okay, so now you can talk.
I'm just sitting there saying there's a lot of hypotheticals that you're sitting out there throwing that are almost impossible to answer. Would you not agree to that question?
What does that even mean? Can you say that one more time, Digital?
Hypotheticals that apartment offers are not
They're pretty much basically impossible to answer. They're like gotcha questions, man.
So the reason why I asked them is to show you that your views are dog shit. So if you just if you're acknowledging that I have like a good fucking argument, well, that's not like you saying that like you don't know how to respond to my debate points is exactly my point. It's like in a chess match, you're like, dude, you beat me every time, man. Your move is so good. How am I supposed to even respond to that move?
So
I would just respond with,
you're a very smart individual. I'm going to give you that. Unquestionably, all four of you guys are very, very smart individuals. You're very good debaters, but you're debating people, myself included. I don't follow politics religiously, right? Like I actually have a job where I just deal in finance all day long.
I have a job?
No,
I'm
not saying that you don't have a job. I'm just saying that you sit there and you debate people who don't follow politics for a living.
Okay, I understand that.
That's basically what you do, right? You just sit there.
Yes.
You're an influencer. You're a political influencer, correct?
Yes, of course. Of course, I talk to people that might not know as much. We have to talk to people that might not know as much in order to have change within our society.
And digital, we don't really care that you
when you know more about a subject than
I'm
someone
not
else.
trying to feel superior. I'm trying to spread knowledge.
Do you fear inferior whenever you like meet somebody who like knows more than you? I mean, most people probably know more than you, know more than me. That's just the way that life goes.
I mean, you could come into my office and sit at my desk, and I could school you all day in finance.
Probably, which is fine.
Go for it, try.
But I wouldn't make you feel like an idiot.
Yeah, I'm not trying to make you feel like an idiot. What I'm saying is that actually, wait, one thing, finance is less relative to our lives, right? Like you vote. You're a voter. Okay?
Correct.
I don't claim you're claiming knowledge within these fields. I'm not claiming knowledge in broader finance and whatnot, which I would know some because I mean I have an econ degree, but like of course I'm not going to be like specialized in finance.
So I can tell you why I didn't vote for Harris.
Okay, go ahead.
And this is the reason why. Because there's people on this platform, on TikTok, that can recite her policies better than she can. Straight up facts.
You know, I could recite Trump's policies better than Trump.
Probably.
And also, I don't even think that's true. Like, I think her in the debates, she was really strong. She was really strong in the debates.
I think he was very ill prepared for it.
No, like even if he was prepared, she still would have looked good. She did really well.
I think she did well. To me, I'm a middle of the road. Like I don't claim MAGA. I'm not a hardcore Republican, but I'm not a real left liberal. So like I've voted Democratic in the past. I voted for Obama twice, man. Twice. But the way I saw this
what would you do
election,
if Trump showed up on the Diddy list? Would you like condemn him?
100% yes.
Okay, but how do you know it's not fake?
How do I know that it's not fake?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they better bring some real stone cold evidence.
Oh, okay. So you might think it's fake.
I mean, there's hearsay. I mean, there's a lot of things out there with celebrities that have gotten, like, people get into lawsuits.
So like the point that I would make is that like if it came out and showed anyone but Trump, you'd believe it. But if it did show Trump, you probably wouldn't believe it. You'd probably believe it's fake.
Nah, I mean, that's a hardcore MAGA that's going to sit there and say that it's fake. I may potentially believe it. Yeah. I'm a like-minded.
You don't believe the fact that he was held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman?
Do I believe that he was found guilty of that?
Found liable. Yeah.
I mean, when did this happen? What year?
Which one?
1986 for sexual abuse.
So way back in 1996.
That's when the event happened, but he was found liable in 2021 or 2022, somewhere in there.
And it came out in 2022?
No, it came out in 2019.
In 2019, when? Like when in 2019?
I don't know. I don't know the month.
Right before the election.
No, it came out in a book in like probably I think early 2019. It was written in a book as like a paragraph that like something that happened, and then it got reported on. Trump then defamed her, so then she sued him for defamation. But as part of her defamation suit, she had to prove that the sexual assault did take place, and that's what the jury found was that the sexual assault took place and that he defamed her. So it was primary a defamation suit, which she won on. The a sexual assault was like secondary. But why does it matter when it came out?
Because if it came out in 2019, right before the election, don't you find that convenient?
No, because why didn't she come out in 2015 when he was much more weak? She didn't because she didn't feel it was the right time that it would have been good to bring it out. She wasn't ready to, but she was ready to talk about it in 2019 when she wrote her book. It was her autobiography, I think, and I think when you're sexually assaulted, writing that in your autobiography, it's probably a good thing because you're trying to chronicle all the things that happened in your life. So it makes sense why she would mention it.
All right. Well, dude, I hope I wish nothing but the best for you, man. I hope one day one of you guys actually does something legitimate for this country, because from what I can see on a day-to-day basis, a lot of people that are going to be the future of this country, we're in serious trouble if somebody else gets a hold and becomes a president just like we have here, or we were going to have on Harris's end. That's all I got to say, man. Peace, love, and happiness to you, okay?
All right, peace. Let's go on to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you did vote for Trump.
I'm a librarian, literally doing God's work, and I'm not here on TikTok like all the time.
All right. By the way, everyone, we got like 30 minutes. Just letting y'all know left on the live. If you want to support me or Matt, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Linktree is in the bio. Everyone. Today's been a long day. I feel like.
Has it?
Yeah.
Yeah, doing God's work. God.
Yeah, we've had some interesting guests today.
Parker, if you ever need a pot or like a thing to watch for like 3 hours when you're bored. Alex O'Connor talked to Cliff, what's his face, for
Really?
7 hours. Yeah, for three.
How'd it go?
Well, I mean, they cover all of the things that we talk about, and so you'll enjoy it. It's very
I
interesting.
definitely will.
Yeah.
Bird, did you vote Trump?
No, but can I just really quickly say something to the last guy who was talking?
I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry, everyone.
love
I
you,
am
though.
just looking for people who are voting Trump. I really do appreciate
Thank you,
y'all.
Bird. We love
I'm
you.
just looking for Trump supporters.
I can get somebody up. I don't know if somebody's up. Let's see.
All right, let's get this next individual up here.
I got somebody. Hey, Danny, how old are you? Oh shit. Okay.
All right, do give it a second, everyone. Let's get this next person up here. Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump, y'all. All right, it's not accepting this person either.
I'll just start adding people.
All right. Let's get this next person up here. Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump, y'all.
Watch.
Yeah, what's up? How old are you?
Like, what? Why does he hold the ball for so long? Watch.
Ray,
This
did you
already
vote
says
Trump?
the play's gonna be bad, and they still give it to him. They did it.
Did you vote Trump?
Oh, dude, no way. I've been waiting for 4 days. Yeah, I did.
How old are you?
19.
So why'd you vote Trump?
A couple of reasons. But before we debate, I had something I wanted to bring up. So, sorry, I am a little nervous. Like I said, I've been waiting for 4 days, man. I've seen some of your videos. I think you're a really smart guy. But I think some of your debate methods can be a little morally bankrupt.
Oh, like what?
Well, there are a couple of points of refutation that I had. So, the other day, you talked about how... Hold on, I got something pulled up here. You talked about how Trump's debt was higher than Biden's, according to the CRFB. That was a false point. According to the Congressional Budgetary Office, the debt under Biden was actually higher.
I'm referencing signed into law.
Well, no, I'm also referencing signed into law, too.
No, you're not. You're referencing just the debts that exist per year, right? Those debts could be pre-existing specifically from prior administrations, and actually plenty of them were under the Biden-Harris administration from Trump's administration. So that's why I referenced specifically what's signed into law.
Yeah, so the CBO originally, they expected the debt to be 7.2 trillion higher. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the debt that actually rose. You claim it was the $8.4 trillion dollars of debt. However,
signed into law.
No, that was not signed into law.
Yes, it was.
Okay, well,
I'm referencing things signed into law by the president, right? So if you're referencing things that pre-existed the president, well, then that's not going to be impacted by the president. What's going to be impacted by the president is going to be what the president signs into law.
Okay, well, then we just, I guess, disagree on that, but...
Yeah, also, that's not like a debating tactic.
What?
Like, for me to, like, bring up that, right? That's just, like...
Oh, yeah. If you're talking about, like, the morally bankrupt, sorry, it was a little bit of a tangent. The reason I say morally bankrupt... Hold on, I gotta go plug in my phone. The reason I say morally bankrupt is because while I do agree that you're a very smart individual, whenever people tend to get angry on the other side of things, instead of taking a high road, you tend to level yourself down with them. And I just think that kind of it inhibits, I guess, for lack of better words, it inhibits I can't find the word I'm looking for. It just inhibits a proper debate. It inhibits an actual...
If they're not properly debating, then what proper debate would I be inhibiting?
Right, exactly.
Do you see what I mean? Also, you're paused. Also, I do take the high road. I'm not doing like the bad things I'm not doing things I consider bad. But yeah, like I'll cut off and I'll like try to debate them, and all sometimes like make jokes or insults.
Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about. Like when other people insult you, obviously that's wrong. But instead of calling them out on it and just saying like, you insulted this person, why did you do that? You insult them back. And I don't think that encourages a proper intellectual debate. I think that it just encourages name calling and flame throwing.
Okay, with that person, I don't care if I'm encouraging it that with that person. The person already did it.
Okay. Also, a second ago, you said that when the person said that Oprah Winfrey was not paid by
they said
Kamala
that
Harris's-
Oprah Winfrey
was paid. They
Oprah
claimed-
was paid,
the
and
claim
what
that
I
they
was
made
indicating
was
that is that she wasn't.
Yeah.
Carla, thank you so much for the $2.
I'm not going against the point that you said. However, Oprah Winfrey, her media company, Harpo Media, was paid according to the FEC. They were paid $1 million. She's the CEO of the company. It is her company.
Yeah,
so
but
she was paid.
did she utilize the money?
Yes.
Okay, so
She
then can you
directly-
give me a source on that?
Yeah, it's a PolitiFact.
Okay.
And if
Leah,
you
thank
want to,
so much for the $5. What's the title?
it is Kamala. Well, I guess the title of the claim is Kamala Harris campaign paid Oprah $1 million, Megan Thee Stallion $5 million, and Eminem $1.8 million. The latter of the two are false, but the first one I'm just simply refuting and saying that Kamala Harris her campaign did pay Oprah $1 million.
Okay, so yeah, for an event, not an endorsement. That's
Well,
the
at the
distinction.
event, she endorsed them though, so it
But
was an
it's-
endorsement.
but it has nothing. It has nothing to do with her specifically endorsing.
Well, I don't understand how that's a relative point to the
It
statement.
is.
though,
It
that
is
she was
because the question, the point that they were bringing up is that they supported them on the basis of getting paid.
Okay, well, I guess I could concede that point, but she was paid. You, in your point, you said that
sure.
she denied that she was paid.
Because again, we're referencing. So again, I agree. Like she was paid, but what she was paid for wasn't the endorsement, right? When I said that she wasn't paid, what I was saying is that she wasn't paid for endorsement. But
Okay, well then, I would
agree.
find a middle ground on that.
Yeah.
My other point is that, hold on, I've got another one. You said, I guess another one I was wanting to talk about was there was a guy a couple days ago, November 11th. I think it was Noah. You said, I don't know if you were in defense of it or you were advocating against RFK, but you kind of took a defense against RFK and for the FDA. And I just wanted to get your, like, are you in favor of what the FDA is currently doing?
Lewis,
Or
thank
are
you so much for the $5. Thank you so much, Leah. Thank you for the $5. In plenty of circumstances, yeah. Some
You're-
circumstances, no.
Okay, that's fair. I agree with what RFK is trying to do with the FDA. I believe
Give me
the
one
FDA,
example of what you agree with.
The FDA currently allows tert-butyl-hydroquinone, which is TBHQ, a direct chemical derivative of hydroquinone, which is a direct chemical derivative of petroleum oil. And they allow that in foods as a preservative. RFK is trying to remove that, and I agree with that.
So, do you have a study that indicates it's harmful?
No, I don't have a study that indicates it's harmful pulled up right now, but it's a petroleum oil product that doesn't have a place in food.
But you understand that, like, it could? I would have to look at, like, the effects it has.
Wait, hold on. Why did the FDA allow it in the first place?
Well, oftentimes the FDA allows stuff because they get an influx of things that they are either chose to allow or deny, and they're not funded enough or regulated enough to determine all of these things. Much like they allowed benzene in aerosol sprays because it was a component of the manufacturing process.
Yeah, but if you can't demonstrate to me that it's harmful, then why are you actually saying that?
Because it's a petroleum oil product.
That doesn't mean it's
Because
bad.
petroleum oil doesn't mean that it's bad or anything.
Right, but there are many other
I wanna say,
preservatives that are like allowed to be in
as a
foods and they
person-
have a place in food.
He has
The reason
many
I say-
ideas that I'm okay with, but the problem is that his crazy ideas greatly outweigh those that he would want to do good on. Like I could name you 5 things that I think he has a good idea on, and that would be a benefit. But the things that he has going against him are really big and would actually cause concern, which is why I'm skeptical that he'll make it through the Senate. Only because I think there's enough pushback because he's going to be grilled on this stuff. He's going to be grilled about his past statements. For example, he said, that the COVID-19 virus was manufactured to skip Jews.
That is something I agree with. Not that I agree with the COVID vaccine being fake or the COVID virus being fake, but I do agree that there are some points of contention with RFK. But I do think in terms of FDA reform, I think he would be good for that specifically.
Well,
Not for anything else, but if you
once
put him
again,
specifically in the
reform-
office of the head of health, that's a good place for him to be.
Oh God.
Well, see, and once again, my point is that once you start,
Ryan, thank you for the $4. Thank you, Ryan.
These committee hearings will be public, and
Don't have a
if
specific
he
time.
goes before the committee, I guarantee you, all this stuff is going to come out of the things that he has said in the past, the things that he has written. All this stuff is already probably going to start, and people don't want to vote for those who have made very controversial statements because then it's like a stain on your record. And Trump, likewise, doesn't like getting all that negative attention, which is why I don't think he'll make it very far because we have only, I think, started to see the surface of the overwhelming stuff that like he has said since the 90s that will make him in bad light. As I said, some of his ideas are good. I think he has good intentions to make people healthy, but I think he goes overboard on a lot of other issues that stain.
Here, what's it called? Charles has a good question. He says approximately 3% of petroleum produced is used to manufacture pharmaceuticals. Are they all bad?
I don't think that oil products have a place in something that's ingested into the human body in the first place.
So they're all bad.
What, pharmaceuticals or oil-based pharmaceuticals?
All of the the ones that have petroleum.
I don't know enough about them to say that, like, to formulate a specific response on whether or not I would say they're bad, but I would say that there are probably better alternatives than mining oil out of the ground and then
How do you identify that there would be better alternatives?
By doing science, by doing testing.
Science? So then what's your source?
With respect,
a source for what?
For it being
neither of
harmful.
us, none of us
Think of the $5. Thank you.
are in the sciences, so we can't say what is and isn't science. So unless you have a study to point out to us about why your point is valid, I don't think.
Well, no, I'm not saying that there is already a study. I'm saying that in order to determine what's good for people, you need to do clinical studies instead of just shoving it in medicine.
Well,
and saying, okay.
I am pretty sure that a study or multiple studies has been done on this one preservative that you are mentioning, and if that's the case, then we can just go to PubMed and like look it up. But
muted me when I disagreed and said that you cut me off.
Can you tell me what
when you cut
authoritarian
me off
is?
twice already?
Can you tell me what an authoritarian is?
It's a position of authority. If you want the textbook
so all you
definition,
mean
you
is
can go on
position of
Google.
authority?
Well, yeah, you take a position of
Appreciate
authority
that,
and then you
mustache.
claim it's my life. But you're bringing people on to debate, and that's why I say you have to debate right. You have to have a correct debate. You can't just say emotional satisfaction is indicative of you winning the debate.
Yeah. So when you say you have to do a correct debate, that's going to be subjective to you. So, right, how you define how you correctly engage in a debate is
Well, a
different from
debate
how I
doesn't-
define how I correctly engage in a debate. So,
Sure.
to be frankly honest with you, I don't give a flying fuck what you think.
Yeah, and that's why you're not debating properly, because you're not looking to have an opinion or to have
No,
facts.
I
You're
don't
just
give a
looking
fuck
to be
about
right.
how you say
if
I
you
should
don't give
operate
a
myself.
fuck about my opinion or
I don't
about
give
what
a
I
shit
bring
about
to
it.
the
No,
table,
I don't give
then
a
how
fuck.
are you expected to have a proper debate? If you're just
I have
going into
proper
the
debates
debate
with people
saying,
all the time. I don't
well,
think
it's
I'm going to
not
have
a
a
debate.
proper debate with you because
It's
you're a
not a
snowflake.
debate. It's statements.
You're a snowflake. Per standard.
Okay, and that's
I can't
another
have a
insult.
proper
That's an
debate
ad
with you.
hominem. That's not
I can't
productive.
take things. I'm not saying you're wrong because of it. That's what an ad hom would be, right? I'm just.
Well, no,
I'm
because you're not
insulting you.
introducing anything related to the argument. You're simply
Insulting
saying I'm
is
a
not ad
snowflake.
homing. Do you know the difference between an insult and an ad hom?
Do you?
Yes. Ad hom is saying that someone is wrong on the basis of an insult. An insult is just it in of itself. It's just me saying that, like, right, I think you're a snowflake.
And by denying the argument and instead calling me a snowflake, what does that mean?
I did respond to the argument. I
You
called
didn't. You said,
I
"And
called
you're
you
a
a snowflake.
In response to my argument.
I called you a snowflake specifically because it is the case that you're not willing to engage with the points that I'm bringing up. Not on the
No, I
basis.
absolutely am. That's why I
And
said I don't like Elon Musk,
so
and
I
the
can
other
mute
guy
you.
said he doesn't like Elon
There, I
Musk.
can mute you.
I know you can. I'm agreeing with you right now.
Yeah, so
I've
instead of
agreed with the other
acknowledging that
person's point.
authoritarian is a conversation that we're relating to in terms of government, and then I can differ in terms of how I would want to treat government and how I would want to treat alive, right? That can make sense. And secondly, you're not understanding that the correct way that you engage in a debate is predicated off of your own position. Push the live on air. So I'd have no reason to accept your particular position. Push the ad mustache on that. In terms of how we would debate comparative to mine. I gave you my response in terms of it already.
Then it wouldn't be a debate. It would be a statement giving.
Well, I am debating.
That's what I'm saying.
Can you tell me what a debate is?
A debate is an exchangement of opinions and ideals and facts
and arguments, and
In
that's what
the-
we're doing.
in the
We're doing
hopes
that
that you
right
reach a
now.
middle ground.
We're doing
But
that
it's
right
in the
now.
hopes
You
that
don't
you reach a middle ground.
You don't have
You're
to
not
get to middle
hoping to reach
ground.
a middle ground.
I do hope to meet. I do hope to meet. Like
You just
truth.
said you don't give a fuck about my opinion.
I don't.
or
I
what
don't.
say.
Yeah. Because I don't think
How
that
is that trying to reach a middle ground?
Listen, in the context of a debate, you don't necessarily meet a middle ground on the basis of the two different opinions of the people that are coming up on the live. You come to a middle ground on facts. Okay, so
Right.
nothing what you just demonstrated is a fact that I'd have to be I'd have to care about. What
But
you
you just
brought
said
up
you're
is
not
that
even
you don't
trying
like how
to.
I conduct myself on the lives. And to be frankly honest with you, I truly don't give a flying fuck. That's just
And
what you
that's
feel
why I
like.
say it's not a
That's
debate
just a
because you
vibe
are
that you
not
have.
attempting
If
to.
you just give me a vibe that you have, I don't care. If you give me an argument that has like evidence, has facts, has reasoning, I'll take that into account. What you just gave me is a vibe, and I don't give a flying fuck.
It's not a vibe. I said that the AGI for people that made $50,000.
That's not what you were arguing. You were arguing that you don't like the way that I conduct myself in the debate. That is separate from the argument you were providing in terms of AGI. Why are you conflating those 2 points?
Because it's very much so morally bankrupt. And when I bring in an actual point,
It's not morally bankrupt for me to debate people and the way that I feel like is necessary in these
I haven't insulted you
contexts.
once. You've called me
I'll take the
snowflake.
dollar.
You've said you don't give a fuck about my opinion. You've said all of these rude things, frankly.
Rude. You're just not going to acknowledge what you said or what you did?
How did I insult you? I said that your debate tactics can tend to be morally bankrupt sometimes. Instead of taking the moral high ground
That's not the only thing that you said.
facts,
That's not the only thing you said. Why
What
did
else
I
did I say?
respond that way specifically?
What else did I say?
So when I specifically brought up the fact that I didn't want to be cut off, what did you say right after that? Is there something I maybe responded to?
So why are you not allowed to be cut off, but I am? Twice. Three times,
you have
actually.
MAGA Mobile
4
right
times now
You're cutting
in this
out.
argument.
You have MAGA Mobile. You're cutting out. It's kind of hard. You're like lagging in and out.
I'm sure I am.
You are.
Okay, well, address the point. Why have I been cut off 4 times now, and you've been cut off, what, twice? So why is it not okay for me to be cut off, why is it not okay for you to be cut off, but it is for me? That's an authoritative stance, and that's not indicative
So do you want me to
of a good
explain why?
debate.
Because when I cut off with purpose and with meaning. Like if I cut you off, it's going to be to engage in more productive dialogue within the conversation, right? It's not just going to be because I feel like it. Whereas when you were cutting me off, it was on the basis of me just getting a point. Do you understand that there can be a difference in the way that you interrupt that could be more productive or less productive in a dialogue? Like if you just cut me off on something that you already understood, like you were just like, oh, I don't need to hear this. I already understood what you were saying there, and I can articulate the stance that you're referencing. That would make sense to interrupt. But you're interrupting when I'm making a point. It's
Well, no,
relevant.
it wouldn't, because I was about
You
to.
don't understand.
You said when we were talking about the AGI with 15 to 50,000 and 200,000 people, I was going to introduce the numbers themselves, but you cut me off before I could, introducing a completely off-topic thing
What did I say?
related to. I was going to introduce the numbers. 10%,
What did I say?
20%. You started going on like 1.7 billion, some odd $billion dollars. And I
You see
wasn't.
how he just
talking
doesn't
about that.
listen to what I said? Well, you were
Because I was in the
asking
middle
your
of
original-
talking and you
your
interrupted
original-
me.
Okay, well,
How
shut
am
the
I
fuck up
supposed
and
to
listen.
listen?
Shut the fuck up and listen. Okay. So
How am I supposed to listen when you cut me off while I'm talking?
Okay. Yeah. So the reason why I brought that up is because you brought up, oh, do you look at the overall nominal levels of money that goes one way or the other under the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, or do you look at the specific rate difference, right? And I told you I look specifically at the nominal level, and then I was explaining to you why looking at the nominal level is more relevant, right? The $1.9 trillion over 10 years, specifically spending $190 billion a year to get $10 billion back. I'm just demonstrating that it's bad economic policy. It's not a good investment. Okay. Those are two separate points. Cameron, thank you for the $3. Thank you so much.
Can I talk now? All right. So the reason I didn't listen to you when you said, why doesn't he listen?
Nope.
Gotta go. My girlfriend
Gotta
texted
go.
me.
Nice. All right. Have a good night, Parker. Take care.
All right, good night. Good night.
Bye, dude.
All right, everyone. I love y'all so much. If you want to support me, as always, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Linktree in the bio. I will see y'all tomorrow. I got to get going. My girlfriend said to leave literally like 7 minutes ago, so I got to go. Love y'all so much. Peace out, y'all.